So you're gonna cancel him.
I stand by also all of my past positions. You know, when I was a young idiot.
No,
I stand by
I'm live.
everything.
Stop
everything
talking.
I've ever said ever.
All right, come on,
I've never changed my mind. I've just evolved.
Well, actually, that is Elon Musk. All right, guys, we're live for we're live, and I hope you guys are having a good time. It's just about time to rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Fuck it, I'll retweet the link.
Yeah, the link. I should. Oh, okay. I should post it.
Thanks, YouTube.
It's a good idea. So we don't have a session summary exactly, but you guys should remember everything that happened because you guys walked in to the ruined, shattered area of the Aura Manor, past the ruinous environment, and managed to come through into the dockyard and investigated what seems like the site of many magical murders. And while it's still anybody's guess as to what exactly happened here, something very odd became apparent when you traveled to the boats and realized that the boats were not moving in the water very much. The water was thick as sludge, as if something was unnaturally keeping it still. So with that in mind, you began to investigate, but only then did a creature from the swampy environment appear. It was an enormous Gijag that seemingly had become cursed, as if it had been a Fojag instead, which really, I think we had established that only Narath knew much about, but had not really experienced or didn't understand what could exactly happen. And so then we rolled for initiative. That's basically what happened with everybody. There was some investigation. You guys saw that like the elves had ran off real quick. The whole sector, the whole isle, right, was desolate. Not a single person to be found. But yeah, that's basically where you guys were at. So, we'll start getting ready. But there's about
I remember, did we roll initiative before or no?
Yes. If you need to see it again, you can right click. Actually, I think you'll be able to see it in a second once I transfer scenes for you.
Yeah, I think we're just not.
Or you just scroll up.
Did my ray of sickness go through, or should I refund that spell slot?
You sent it to the Gijag, so if you intended it anywhere else, you can let me know.
No, that was it.
Okay.
I just wanted to know if the actual spell had effect or not.
He's a big boy.
And I think you have to manually change my initiative to 21 for my reroll.
Right. Update combatant 21.
Oh, I moved.
Oh, you moved. You shot.
How have you done?
Jack fallen. Now I know why I said fish people. You used an image of a fucking fish monster.
Well, it wasn't always like that, right? That's why he's fallen.
It's clearly a frog.
A curse for frogs that turn into a fish. Makes sense.
Well, it's just that like he isn't fully adult yet, so he's still maintaining the gills from being a tadpole,
His curse is that he's de-aged.
That's right. He's stuck permanently as like almost an adult, but not quite.
Like Edward.
We're looking at Gijag Benjamin Button over here.
Well, I rolled for my screen. I can see Oh, I guess maybe I have to begin combat and then you guys see.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I was wondering where the enemies were in the list, but now I see. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It will be Blink's turn. Oh, and I should mention before we start for real, I forgot to mention this. Alexander is not here right now, so he left us directives, which is protect the homies, smash face, and the implicit instruction of lusting after Genra. All right, Blink, proceed.
All right. Let me remember the exact definition of my feature. All right, I have advantage on attack rolls that any creature that hasn't moved yet. So I get an advantage on this idiot.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where I am.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you don't need, like, whatever positional advantage.
Yeah. So, Blink will look at what is probably one of the larger monsters he's ever seen in his very young life, and he will pull out his crossbow, and he will resort to simply trying to shoot it in the face.
Oh, that's pretty good.
What is my sneak attack? 2d6? 1d6. Yeah. But when I click on it, it says 2d6.
Where do you see this feature of yours? Sneak attack. Beginning at first level, once per turn you can deal an extra 1d6 damage.
It goes up to 2d6 at level 3, right? That's why.
Okay.
It's been so long since I've attacked with this player.
Yeah. All right. That hit.
Oh, wait, it's not on the attack check.
Right, but even without it, it hit.
All right, well, let me roll again. Aw, no nat 20, lame. All right,
Pretty close.
now 2d6, you goober. Wow.
It's a good thing you had
Right.
that.
How low does it go?
That says probably as low as it could. Oh wait, I forgot.
Oh, he heals. I gotta touch him to stop his healing.
No, that's not what it was. If you remember, at the end
Like,
of the turn, he went
reduce
into
damage?
he went into a rage.
Yeah.
Oh. He's a barbarian. It's over.
Man, I wish Ro took reduced damage from physical attacks. His man.
That would be pretty good for Blood Knight, just farming them stacked.
Yeah.
The arrow seems to stagger the Gijag for a moment. Well, I guess from Blink's perspective, it's not a Gijag, it's just a what the hell. The arrow seems to, or the crossbow bolt, staggers the what the hell back for a moment. It snarls in your direction, but still seems fixated upon Ashtorg.
Come at me, bro.
God damn it, I don't have any extra knives to throw. Alright. This is gonna be silly.
Okay.
But I want to try it.
Okay.
So I'd like to use my bonus action to cunning action dash,
Yep.
which gives me 60 feet of movement. And I would like to use some of that movement to be allowed to, with extra ease, jump over the gap here to land on Narath's side.
Okay, so you want to consume the 30 feet of movement
To make the jump.
to make the jump easy. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check with advantage. That'll be your consumption.
Well, I wouldn't have needed it, but I got it nonetheless.
Yeah. And we'll say you do like a fancy pirouette as you leap over Narath's head and land on the other side.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, I have no more movement, so that's my turn.
All right. I'm trying to decide whether Darix would pump a smite into this thing. But he would definitely stand shoulder to shoulder with Ashtorium, his newly minted Morningstar +1 prepared.
It is right in front of Genra. Of course he would pop a Divine Smite.
1000% would. 1000%.
And then he'd give her a wink immediately afterwards.
Right, okay.
bonus action, shove it into the water. Holy shit, he
Let
hits.
me say, I'm not like that fucking arcane loser. In those exact words.
Wait, he's using magic though.
He's using Divine.
Yeah, but he's
but
using
it's
holy
magic. Arcane's
This is
different,
Starfather.
bro. It's a different
Yeah.
school.
All right, so first of all, we roll the damage from the Morningstar, which the creature seems to eat with some eagerness. And then the Morningstar is immediately made brilliant and voluminous with light as it radiates out very powerful holy energy, searing the flesh of the Yijag.
That's pretty good.
And as Darix sort of stands back, the creature sort of wobbling before him, swaying as if the sea had once again provided animation. Darix looks to Genra, who's wink as the creature tumbles back into the sea.
Oh shit, that actually killed it?
Oh, he killed it.
Just
Bet you there are
barely,
more
but
coming.
yes, it would not have necessarily gone that way had it not been for this fight. So it worked out pretty well.
Why is the token after Derek's water?
Because it's the water.
It's
Because they're
water.
gonna summon a bunch of fish. This comment's gonna last 2 hours.
Yeah.
Better be thirsty.
There's a sudden jolt as wood cracks open and water seems to start to spill out into some part of the dockyard. The sound of running water for the first time gracing your ears as the sea had been unnaturally quiet. Something shifts further away from the rest of the party, from anybody's sight, but it's an undeniable sound of something bestial.
That was just the fake bot.
It's like
Now
the
there's-
gigantic
Yeah,
You'd see fish
there's
with
gonna be
the- light on its head.
Now we gotta fight
gigantic-
Godzilla.
You thought the Gijag was the boss?
Oh, God.
Joke's on you.
Oh,
it was
God.
actually the 3Jag.
The boss music just kicked in.
Gonna be
Uh-huh.
a 50-foot tall Yijag right here.
This is the wrong.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
not in that circle. That's bullshit.
Oh no.
Dude, Ro isn't in the circle at all. Look at him.
Damn it, Narath.
Dude, Ro dodged it perfectly.
Yeah, it's standing in the one square. He just
I'm
surrounded.
waiting to just see the top circle comically move down a spot. Just
There's 3 sudden bursts of light that give way to fog spraying over the sea, as if it was sea mist spraying over the dock, and rumblings afoot as the sound of pads upon the wood start to quake it. At least one plank seems to snap nearby to where Blink is, and another near to where, in between Ro and Ashtorium. Darix and Ashtorium will hear Genra mutter something in an orcish tongue.
I have a question,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we went over this last time, but it's just been so long. So my agent's alacrity says that I have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet.
Mm-hmm.
This cannot occur more than once per day to the same creature, which makes sense. But then says, and you can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Is that referring to the active where I can stop people from taking a turn? Or does that imply the advantage?
No, you can spend your reaction when another creature begins their turn. You can spend your reaction to make one action. Yeah, it's supposed to be... Let me see here. Oh, as written, it looks like you can just spend your reaction. So...
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with either. I was just curious.
Yeah. As written, it's that you can spend your
So the
reaction any
reaction-
number of times. The automatic advantage
The
is what
advantage
is
comes
proc
from-
bonus. Yeah.
All right. So I should take down one of the uses.
All right. That leaves us with Ashtorium. It is your turn, and something has emerged near to you, between you and Ro. But you haven't yet
What
set
is it?
eyes on it. You don't know yet.
In the fog.
Mm-hmm.
Astorium is going to prepare his action and will punch the nearest whatever enemy gets in his face
Okay.
or gets within punching range.
Genra stumbles her way out of the fog and out into the open, somewhat dangerously, or perhaps as a measure of safety. Either way, she looks around and seems prepared to strike anything that comes into her range. All right, Ro, it's your turn now.
Ro is gonna look around, very surprised, and he's gonna start backing up away from the fog here. Let's see, that's probably to about here,
Okay.
and he's just gonna look back and forth, trying to, keep an eye on anywhere something could emerge from the fog, and then end his turn.
All right, Narath. Something seemed to have made wood fall near your position to the west. At least Blink is between you and it, whatever it is.
So, something to the west. And then there's something here, right?
Yes.
So I want to shoot a shatter blindly in there. I'll think I do. Alright. It's gonna move through the darkness. Let's see. Was it more like downwards that I heard it, or upwards?
The same level as you.
Oh, okay. Then, that makes things simpler, actually. Narath is gonna bound forward. Still don't see anything.
Where are you? Oh, yeah.
I'm right
Here, move back one.
Oh. Ah.
Another of the beasts seems to loom.
Alright. Then.
Please say something.
Make an intimidation roll.
Got him.
No, I'll probably do the opposite, but What do I want to do here? I think I'll hold on to my spells. But under the cover of darkness, Narath will shout, "There's another Titan to bring down, assassin! Help me!" And you'll somehow find that inspiring.
Ah.
Somehow.
I love that
You're the one supposed to make it inspiring. Come on, man.
Well, he's
No, that's what
he's,
dice
not feel inspired.
he's giving Blink the benefit of the he's saying you know, he's calling upon.
Dude, that's
him.
the first time. That's the first time he's talked to me before he.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
first time he's talked to me without trying to intimidate me. That's
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, that is inspiring. It's either
Look,
he
the bar is low.
intimidates or he inspires. Listen, it's one or the other, man.
Towards the end of that, though, Narath's voice is going to change because he's speaking as he casts Primal Savagery to attack the creature. Luckily, with no one around to see, they will not be forced to witness as his face elongates even further, and a terrible, rotten maw forms, dripping with acidic venom, and his hands similarly twist into gnarled claws, and he strikes out in a feral rage.
Ooh. Hey, good sound effect. Oh, good damage. That's 9 damage.
He takes a bite and swallows.
Well, it's tainted flesh for a tainted moss, and Arath must be pretty happy about that.
That's the only thing he can taste canonically.
Well,
Is fresh gore.
yeah. Don't ask Avina how she feels.
She's recoiling
poor
right now.
woman. Wisdom saving throw. I gotta figure out if Narath puts it together. Narath apologizes within his mind as he feels rather ashamed at the satisfaction he feels as the meat hits his stomach. And so, what do I do with my bonus action? Oh, I already did that, so that's my turn. You're inspired, Blink, and this thing's gonna smash me in the face.
Am I able to see the Gijag that he's
You're
next
damn right,
to?
I'm inspired.
Wait, hold on a second. Silas, you are able to see disturbances in the fog nearby, but not the creature itself. Now, Blink, what did you just say?
Said you're damn right, I'm inspired, and then I'm spending my reaction to use Agent's Alacrity.
Okay, you have to wait for... let's see, let me read the wording of it again. So,
Another creature begins their turn.
begins their turn. Okay, yeah. All good then. Go ahead.
Well, it's a good thing I have advantage. Well, it's a good thing I don't have advantage.
That hits. Roll damage.
Holy shit, it's plus 2d6.
Okay, all right. 12 points of piercing damage. The creature staggers backward and howls, a blind rage entering into him, but you hit before that. Then, with a great swing of an enormous club, he attempts to strike at Narath, but just narrowly smashes the wood into the planks below.
That guy's a +6. Holy shit.
That would have been a colossal amount of damage for poor Narath, but instead the wood shatters, leaving a little bit less, a little bit more treacherous terrain. So we'll say that the square above Narath is difficult terrain. Good luck remembering that. That's what we got. All right, Silas, you're up.
Okay. Not really able to make out what's happening. Silas is going to attempt to move to the northeast.
Okay. Just so you know, there's like little staircases that you climbed up. So that's how you would get down. You could move right here if you wanted to, and then start. Just letting you know.
Can I just jump off to go to the square to the northeast of me?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, it'll be a little bit of a tumble because of the fog, but you remember that there was solid ground there, so, and you can kind of see around you. So we'll say you managed to jump down.
Can I make an acrobatics check to try and go here?
Well, that's fine. You don't even need to roll for that part. I think that's fine if you're doing diagonal movement.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Just tell me if I need to stop because I get interrupted.
Okay. So, if you move one more square, that's as much as you move before you come into contact with the other pier. So you move like one more square up. Directly.
Can I go? Do I have to climb to get here?
You can't climb there. You can climb directly above. If you move up and then you can climb. Yeah, you can give me a. You could spend like your what is the climbing speed rules?
It's an extra 5 feet.
Yeah. So if you wanted to do that, you could. It's not that much of a gap. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. So you'd have one more square of movement after.
It should be. Well, so from the top of the previous pier, I jumped 5 feet down.
Yeah.
And then 10, 15, an extra be 10 to do this. So yeah, I have 5 more after.
All right, so you are making the climb then.
Yeah.
A looming figure comes into view as you clamber up. It hasn't noticed you yet.
I take one more step up,
Okay.
kind of sidling around it. And then I point a finger at it and I call out as a magic suffuses the words that lead me. Prostrate.
Oh. Well, the creature falls to its knees in a groveling position and bows its enormous head, its eyes wide with confusion, unknowing how to cease this motion. We'll say the creature is now prone as well.
If anyone could actually see him, Silas would be grinning with Chad energy.
It would be winking at Genra.
Yeah. All right, Blink. You're up again for real this time, right? Or whose turn is it? Oh, wait. Oh. I'm sorry. I forgot something.
Ah. The dead move.
Uh-oh.
Oh. They get back
Emerging
up.
from the depths, the creature that had been smote by Darix begins its slow ascent up the pier once more.
It's the water, methinks. Out of character.
Water.
Yeah.
The water is cursed.
Have fun, Dark.
I think
Yeah, well,
something
they said that the
water.
water turned into sludge or whatever is what was described to us.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's Dodo. That's Zeusel.
Thankfully,
Hashtag
Darix
free
is able to withstand the thunderous magics that propel out of this great creature. But it doesn't seem too happy about that. As it enters into another rage, this grotesque entity full of eyeballs. Where have you seen that before?
I don't know. All right. Just for clarification's sake, I get my reaction back now, right?
It is now your turn, so yeah, you spend one reaction in between turns, basically.
All right. I'm going to move. Actually, I'm going to do math first.
Classic.
Yeah, I'm going to move and stop me if I get interrupted.
Huh? I mean, those are stairs, so
All right.
you can just do that. That's fine.
Yeah. So that should be 30. I mean, that's 35.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30. If if you're going a straight
And
line.
then
But you should-
cutting action dash to get 30 more.
Okay.
And he's gonna get this guy from behind in the fog with his dagger.
All right.
It's a good thing I've got you
Aw.
on. That hits.
All right. You don't get the bonus from exceeding the AC, but go ahead
Yeah.
and roll the damage. All right. You slice into a particularly exposed portion of the creature's backside, given that the scale hide has been impressive so far, you hear the creature grunt, but not with as much pain as you would have expected. It seems its fury has made its senses dull. Though it's still very fixated on the wrath as of now.
Alright, well, it's my turn. Actually, I have movement, but
Do you want to use the movement?
no, it's my turn.
All right.
I'll
I
take
guess
my
you
chance.
could have withdrawn a bit and then sneak attacked it again.
And I can always sneak attack him if I'm behind him.
Okay.
Darix will call out, She-Orc, return! There's another one! And it's worse! Or maybe he'll say something like, and it'll definitely bleed. As Darix charges up the... and through the fog, taking a flanking position. Well, not quite flanking, but you know, taking a position onto the creature.
Alex is on some DM drugs, I think.
All right.
Using the weighted dice.
Well, only good for 4 damage after the rage reduction, but the creature is certainly, clobbered sufficiently by Darix. All right, so this guy, the command spell is only good for 1 turn. Is that right? Oh, it follows its command on its next turn. So this is basically when it starts to prostrate.
Yeah, if it fails the save, then it has to waste its turn doing whatever the command was.
Right. Okay.
And?
Gotcha. And what are you aiming?
Fuck! This is gonna happen eventually.
Oh.
No, right? Dark's rolls 21s. Pain.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
Well, it's a good attempt. Doesn't you lost him in the fog? It wasn't fair.
It's not fair. You're right.
Oh, the water is having a turn again.
You. Row.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Oh, Skywrath Mage.
Shut up, Lucy.
A bolt of searing energy emanates from the northwest and strikes you from the back. It's painful, but only 9 points of damage staggers you a bit. And calling upon your ancestral powers already.
Well, that's not good.
There's a lingering presence that that seems to be floating around you. You get the sense that anyone attempting to strike you now would find you an acceptable target.
Uh-oh.
Another bolt emanates from the same position, but Genra deftly sidesteps the attack. Oops. Darix is next in line, but it simply ricochets off of his armor, leaving a frozen, like a sense of frozen temperature upon his chest plate, but otherwise not providing too much of a concern. Ashtorium, it is you now.
Ashtorium is gonna punch.
Ashtorium punch good.
I get advantage because Derek's is right there, right?
If you give me an acrobatics
On the
check.
other side?
What?
Or
Yeah.
would I have to get up on the
Because
platform?
because you're on the low ground, we can say Ashtorium can jump and punch. So you just have to make an acrobatics check. That's it.
I mean, I can just move here.
Yes, you could do that.
But
it
would I
is-
get advantage still?
But you missed out on the inspiration.
yeah, you'll still have flanking. That's fine.
Okay, I'll do that.
Ooh, pow. That definitely hits. Oops, you gave yourself. You gave yourself damage because you're
Oh.
targeting yourself. Frank,
No, how do I fix that?
you just you fixed it. I put that
Okay.
damage back. Don't worry.
Could you imagine?
Ashtorium
Ashtorium means a
himself.
headbutt.
He just
It's one of the
punches
spikes.
himself.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Oh, that does not hit. But that does hit.
That does.
3.
Poke him in the eye.
Which one?
You definitely AI generated these eye monsters.
Yeah, unfortunately that was the all those like Acronon creatures pretty much had to be found on some website that definitely AI gened it. But I guess that's a fitting use for, I mean, I don't condone AI generation usage in general because it's really bad for a variety of reasons, but if you ignore the economic impact of it, AI can make Eldritch horror because AI basically is Eldritch horror. So it kind of checks out.
So true.
Perfect.
Yeah, if you use it for what it
Holy-
is. Yeah.
Dude, my DM is beast.
Genra seems to have seen the creature looming over the fog and charges in with the utmost, shall we say, the utmost frenzy, and in the process leaps into the air. Battle axe drawn, slashing it, and though the damage may be subsiding courtesy of the rage, it was a damn good try. You know what I mean? Alright. Ro, you're up, buddy.
So Ro is extremely surprised from being shot in the back.
Yeah.
He's going to kind of momentarily turn towards the direction he was shot from and growl, but also doesn't want to get shot again, so he's going to run off this way.
Okay.
And I think that's as far as he can go, right?
With base movement, yeah. If you wanted to do more, you'd have to dash. But you do see Silas grinning, or maybe you don't see him grinning because you're approaching him, but he seems to be channeling energy towards a strange blob in the mist.
Let's see. Can Ro use his heavy crossbow to shoot the creature?
I think we can allow it.
Okay.
And you will have advantage because it's prone.
Nice.
It's prostrated.
Yeah. That definitely is.
Only 3 damage. He rolled, now 1.
You were really devastated about that.
Yeah, Ro wanted to do big damage.
It's killing
Yeah.
you.
Always
You th-
always big damage.
You swear, Ro, you must have struck it right in the artery or something. But in reality, you only skimmed some flesh off of the scales. Still, gets the ball rolling.
Well, that sucked, but whatever. End turn.
All right, Narath, you dodged the creature's attack last time, but will you be so lucky this time? It's looming, staring you down.
With
Kill
the
it.
sound of twisting flesh, not all that different from Blink's own transformation, Narath's form once more takes on a monstrous visage as he cuts deep with his extended claws, raking across the creature's chest. He lets out a primal roar across the battlefield, a twisted and terrible thing, as if that up to this point no one has heard yet before. Is it another monster? Who knows?
Oh shit, he's intimidating the whole party.
Wow.
I mean, you could say that it inspires Blink because he's close enough to know that that's where Narath was.
Okay,
For-
question.
Well, thanks for
Narath.
the question, buddy. You cursed me.
You might regret existing.
Oh,
Bring the
he's
damage,
dead.
come on. I'm ready.
So yeah. Oh my god!
Goodbye,
I'm barely
Narath.
alive, boy. Baby, barely alive. Thank you, Pulse
No,
Body.
no sooner does that primal battle cry echo across the dockyard, does the sound of an enormous bone-crunching slam occur as a great club is colossally brought down upon Narath's aged form, nearly withering him away into obscurity.
As he
Holy
does
shit.
that, though, Narath, another more pain sound exits Narath's maw, much more recognizable as the old dragon. But then comes words of fiery retribution as he points his finger, and flames curl themselves around him in a hellish rebuke.
Well, go ahead and rock that damage roll, son.
3d10 and I roll a 7, LMAO.
You know what? You'll never believe this, but since magic damage doesn't get reduced by rage, the creature is engulfed in the fire, incinerating before your very eyes, burning to a stinking crisp, and flops to the ground as ashes begin to pool at what were once was its appendages and outer scales.
A much more traditional cry of victory exits Narath's throat.
Well, Silas, all that was just heard, and now you've got a row behind you. Also, you said question, but you never got to ask your question, so I don't know what you requested.
So as long as, since he is prone, does he still get to make an attack of opportunity against me if I move away?
No, because he hasn't finished his prostration yet.
Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit just to stand next to Ro,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna look at Ro, and I'm gonna say, "You should pick on someone your own size." And then I'm going to cast Reduce on the Gijek.
Ah, shit. I thought it was going to be enlarge on room.
Well,
I'm considering disadvantage. because of the fact that it's prone. Still,
Right, and had
otherwise
failed
occupied.
yeah. He's a little distracted.
Hey.
I'm not entirely sure. There doesn't appear to be a button to apply enlarge reduce on it. But I guess that just means I gotta token it real quick for 1 second.
Yeah, so it's one size smaller, 1/8 the weight. It has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and it does 1d4 less damage on hit.
Okay, good to know. The creature lets out a bellowing cry that increases slightly in pitch as your spell takes hold. It seems very panicked, not knowing what to do now that it is so diminutive. One that isn't so small, however.
Ooh, does he break a nail? Because he now one.
Not quite, but Darix does just shrug off blow after blow from the creature's tendrils and other appendages, and then it looms over him, salivating, unbelieving of the the resilience of this creature, and lets out a great roar as it lifts up the great club that it had before and finally makes a successful strike onto Darix. Well, there you go. An enormous creature has just been defeated by Narath's magics. So, Blink, what do you do now?
Can I move around this enormous creature without spending movement? Or like extra movement?
We'll say you can move over it, so yes. You can climb over the smoldering creature.
Alright. Oh, I'm trying to get here.
Yeah, you can just move it like normal. That's fine.
It doesn't let me.
Alright, you emerge
Alright.
from the fog and see that.
Not another eye creature. Maybe this one will get hit by my arrow.
Eh.
I love sneak attack.
And it loves rage, as your
Yeah.
one of the eyes is punctured by your bolt. A loud, quizzical groan emanates from an eyeball that should be a mouth. Thankfully for Blink, only Darix has to see that.
Blink doesn't like being seen, so he's gonna step back in the fog,
Last 5 minutes.
and then he's going to use his bonus action to cunning action hide.
Was that you again?
Just like it allows me to make a stealth check, basically. So I'm trying to conceal myself in the fog.
Oh, okay. Go for it. All right, you're a wraith. It'll be difficult even
I
for
rolled an
Narath.
11.
Darix is shaking off the impact of the creature's attack and then attempts to strike it with his Morning Star. It's not especially effective, and so in comes the breath weapon. Alright, a Constitution saving throw to defend by half. Ooh, okay, no dice. That's going to be 8 radiant damage as the creature is seared by the flames of Darix.
Stop, you're gonna make me real hungry.
Mmm, delicious. Darks would wink towards Genra if he could see her, but you know. Yeah. The tiny creature lurches towards you, Silas, clearly identifying you as the main enemy that has cursed him so. He raises a club that is now too great for him to properly use, and so he
His
clumsily...
His weapons reduce in size with him.
Oh, okay. I'm still gonna reduce his proficiency though. What was the? Does he have any less strength, or no? You said he have disadvantage on strength rolls, but not on attack rolls?
He has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and he does 1d4 less damage on physical attacks.
Okay, but there's not supposed to be any loss of proficiency then.
Unless you want there to be.
Yeah, why not? And there you go. Not that it mattered, because the creature was unable to pierce your considerable defenses. We'll say, for this sake, you're able to sort of anticipate his clumsy movements, given that he's a different size than he typically is.
I give him a smug anime grin as his swing goes wide.
Well, you don't need to be big to rage, and so he's still going to enter into quite the fury. But at least you don't have to worry about him quite so much. What do you guys think?
I think I am the air that I am surrounded by.
It's kind of true. Ooh.
Oh, Hydra. That's cursed.
Yeah, don't worry, you didn't see that.
What
That's
the fuck?
15 damage to Darix as he's seared by magic emanating from within the waters, and seems like he will be an easy target for the fallen Gijag.
That's exactly why Ro went into the fog. It was like, you can't shoot me if I'm in the fog.
Genra is suddenly struck by 11 points of cold damage. She roars in agony, in unison with Darix, the two of them making quite the chorus. Then,
Already
perhaps to
singing
the
together.
surprise of Ro and Silas, a fog exuding around them seems to dissipate, revealing
I
them
see.
to all passers-by and onlookers.
Ashtorium punches.
Hell yeah, brother. Get him. All right.
That's 3.
Something about your punches seem to be exceedingly effective, Ashtorium. It's as if, well, that one doesn't hit, but... Oh, wait, no, it does. Roll damage.
Oh. Yeah.
It's as if this creature has a weakness towards such bludgeoning attacks in its squishy eyeball form.
That's what it gets for having all those eyeballs.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? All right. Well, not pleased with the state of the combat, Genra fishes around for something in one of the few pockets she carries, and immediately guzzles the contents of it. I don't know why it gave you that lovely overlay, but that's okay. That is going to be 6 points of healing for Genra, who then steadies her battle axe and attempts to and sizes up the situation before running back into the fog and positioning between Ashtorium and Darix, aiming for a strike with the battle axe. A whopping 1 damage after the rage reductions. But at least the creature seems a lot more blind than it was before, if you catch my drift. Ro, there's no more
Alright.
fog to hide you, but there is a creature to punch.
So, Ro's gonna switch to his great axe, and he's gonna move around the back side of the creature. And he's going to attempt to execute this motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Well, that hits. You don't even need the advantage, but you
Nice.
can roll it if you want to see if you crit.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the advantage. No. So
Oh,
I
he did
roll
crit.
damage, and only 5.
Yeah,
Ro is not rolling very well today.
The creature's rage absorbs much of your blow, Ro. But it looks like perhaps you've opened up opportunity for a juicy bite out of the beast.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember to roll that with advantage as well. Yeah.
13, nice.
You're also getting all your bad rolls out with those advantages. That's pretty good.
That's right. And another 5 damage.
All right. With a 1-2 slice and bite, creature is starting to bleed. Its blood thick, and well, it doesn't taste very good.
No, I don't imagine. He's probably spitting out the flesh he's ripping from the creature as he bites it. And then Ro's probably going to follow that up with looking at Silas past the creature and saying, Silas, watch out. There's something attacking us at range. It may shoot you from the back, as it did me before this fog dissipated.
Silas will nod.
And he's going to end his turn.
Bro, I gave you a couple questions in my thread.
Oh, let's take a look.
No, you can't turn your soul into a duck.
So
And into a chicken, right? That's my patron's power.
yeah. So the potion is it okay if I reply out loud.
Hey, go ahead.
So the potion of shielding gives you it looks like the effect of it is to increase your AC. So it could be useful. It's sort of like mage armor, but
Can I throw it on Darax and have it AC boost him?
we'll say so. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Is that a bonus action or full action?
That'll be bonus because it's an item.
Stepping towards the ledge, missing Blink entirely, Narath will go. Narath looks rather battered and beaten, his mouth stained with whatever colored blood these creatures have, and as well as his claws. Clearly, in whatever way he was dealing with the creature, it was very, very up close and personal. And with a sudden twitch of his neck, the dragon, with an unsettling pop, will surge with a dark energy, his withered form taking on a sturdier complexion. He casts Fiendish Vigor and gains 6 temporary hit points. Then, taking a hand into one of his satchels, he will produce a glowing blue potion, and he will say to Darax, "You do not fall this day, young blood." And he will throw it to smash upon the man's armor and trigger its latent effects.
Yes, that Darix's AC has been raised by 2. as a result of such an action, and he'll perhaps feel a little bit more resolute despite his grievous wounds. And Shambler,
Now,
as
the
far as
rats
the HP question you had, the potion question, I'm leaving it in your inventory just so that if you find one, I can hit the plus quantity or whatever. But you're out of quantity right now,
Okay.
so.
Okay. And then with his remaining movement, Narath will jump down here.
Okay.
Does that take like? Is that like?
It's just 5 movement, yeah. It's no
So
difference.
that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
As we all know, going down is
13.
easy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Especially in the donor.
my
game.
characters.
All right.
Silas gives the creature in front of him a long gaze, and then dismissively turns away towards the larger one in the distance, raises a hand, and fires off magic bolts.
Oh shit! No dodging these. Ooh, and each projectile swarmed into the creature seems earmarked for one of the few remaining blinking eyeballs left. And the creature violently throbs and threatens almost to explode as its gore starts to seep out and it stumbles backwards before falling one final time, leaving blood and eyeballs wherever it travels.
I look back to the creature that still remains, making eye contact with it as I end my turn.
Yeah. All right. So, as that creature has fallen perhaps for good this time, this is where we meet the top of the turn order, and I am going to give you a chance to strategize, talk about resources, if you will, however you want to do that. I have to use the bathroom, so I'm going to pee break. But then we'll get back into it, I swear.
So we're fighting a Hydra, and I've used all my spell slots. I have a Salve of Strength that will give me some Constitution benefits, but otherwise it's fucked. I have some damage in terms of I have all my dragon charges. Also, I have 2 inspirations to give y'all.
Does anyone have any form of cover that they can, like any spells or whatever that they can provide? Something like fog, or because I'm assuming this fog will dissipate eventually.
Yeah, I'm guessing each turn another one will probably dissipate.
Because being able to hide will, because in reality, I don't know how much the melee attackers are actually going to be able to do.
Well, thankfully, Ro picked up a heavy crossbow, because if he didn't,
Yeah,
he would be actually utterly useless.
yeah. Like I
If
don't know.
something was
I
in
don't
the
know
water.
if Astorium has anything. I don't know what Genra has. I don't know what Darex has. Obviously,
Yeah.
Narath has spells. Silas has spells. You have a crossbow, but I
Right.
think pure damage. It's probably.
Yeah, I think
only-
Astorium probably can't do anything. I don't think he has any ranged attacks.
So I think the most that I can stay out of the way, and
Darix might
Still be able to
have
shoot
spell
the thing.
slots that he could use a ranged attack
because
with.
if I can roll well, I hit a fucking 19 damage with my crossbow. So
Right.
what's the heavy crossbow damage dice?
It's D10. It's actually pretty good.
Oh shit! I gotta get me one of those. I got a D8.
Yeah,
I
but
think
strength.
it's strength based instead of
Oh,
dex,
is it?
so that might be That's why Ro wanted it
I
specifically.
see.
He was like,
That makes more
yes,
sense.
a strength ranged weapon, the only type I would be able to use effectively.
All right, I'm back. Did I miss anybody else go in BRB?
There's nowhere in the description that says it's a strength weapon.
What?
A heavy crossbow.
Oh yeah, that's probably because basically we decided that heavy crossbow and like longbow should be usable by strength characters, so that there's an option of ranged combat for strength-based characters.
That was a homebrew thing.
Yeah, I guess it was. Honestly, it was so common sense. I assumed it
longbow
already
makes
wasn't.
sense.
Yeah,
Longbow
well,
just
yeah,
makes logical sense because longbows
Because
are
you have
fucking hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to be a
they're
Mongol
like
warrior, dude.
Like 80-pound bows or whatever, so you gotta really use
It
a lot of
takes a
strength
lifetime to
attack.
become a longbowman.
It also
Yeah.
permanently disfigures their skeletal structure, so it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder
That
if
makes
that's
perfect.
a thing where like that's something where you change with like new ranger, like where it's literally just a ranger thing that they can use any kind of bow, no matter what, to their proficiencies.
Wait, can you say that again?
Like you know how like certain weapons are finesse weapons, which allows people to use dexterity instead of strength, or whatever. Whatever the
finesse lets you use either.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, just for Ranger, if they get that quality, like, because we keep talking about when you remake Ranger.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a thing you do with Rangers to make them be able to use any kind of bow.
Any kind of they should probably any ranged weapon. They should get their pick of dex or strength to use, just to make them more versatile.
Yeah, I think so because
Like
Ranger shouldn't have to be, like dex based or whatever. Like it could be,
Right.
but if you wanted to make a strength based Ranger, that would be cool. I think that would probably be, as a general note, cool to have for all classes. I know we're getting fucking crazy here, but what if all classes could have different roles, have different max stats, and as like different ways of expression or something? I don't know.
Different ways of building them. Well, technically, Ranger
World
does.
of
It's just
Warcraft
if you
specs?
build a strength Ranger, they're melee, and if you build a dex Ranger, they're ranged.
Yeah, you know,
But-
melee doesn't have the word range in it, so I wonder if maybe that's more fitting for Ranger.
Well, you know.
Rangers are like Aragorn.
I think
You know,
it is
so-
here.
Oh, and sword.
That's true. That's
Since-
true.
Since Rangers were traditionally very dex heavy, you would take finesse weapons on them if you were going to go melee as well. So you like dual wield short swords or something.
Yeah, that's true too.
Interesting. Interesting.
oh, we haven't seen this Hydra yet, have we?
Yeah, I
She's
don't know what you're talking
taking
about.
pot
What?
shots
What?
in the water.
What?
Yeah, we
There
don't
is
know
no
whether that's
Hydra
Hydra.
unboxing soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Because
we
so the
haven't seen
magical
the
water is flying
spirit
at
of
us.
death.
And
Did
burns.
somebody say Project Hydra?
Yeah.
Yo.
Bro? Cross shilling?
All right. Does anything happen before my turn?
Has anything happened before your turn? No, the creature fell down because it was killed by Silas. I was letting you guys like strategize if you wanted to plan anything in particular or whatever. There is one of them left, and currently enraged, but small. Smaller than it was anyway.
How much has this thing been damaged? Like roughly?
Not
Is it
much.
bloody?
No. Not bloodied.
All right. I have an epic I want to do.
An epic, he says.
An epic. All right. So the same concept of making an acrobatics check easier with extra movement. I want a cunning action dash,
Okay.
and then I want to, like this little banister here, or like this, I don't know what you'd call it, barrier? Railing
Sure, yeah,
thing?
it's a railing.
Yeah. So Blink's going to jump off of this ledge
Yeah,
onto this floor below,
yeah.
run full speed here,
Okay.
push one leg off the banister, the next leg off of the pier, and come in from above on the creature's back.
Okay. Might I suggest you might have to take it almost as a diagonal and jump off of this one instead of the one closer?
I'm okay with that.
Because you got to clear the slightly
You're right.
elevated pier. But go, yeah, okay, I'm with it. Let's make that acrobatics check, homie.
I almost just clicked enter. That would have been common. All right. With advantage because of the extra movement.
Yes, if you're using you're burning the movement for that, that makes sense.
All right. Well, hopefully 16 passes.
That will do, I think. That's good.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know who'd even be looking. Maybe Ro and Darex would be looking. They'll see Blink emerge from the smoke, jump down off this pier when the story allows.
So you're
I think
basically
you might be able to
leaping.
drag your token.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can drag your token there in the
It
future.
didn't let me earlier.
Oh, interesting. Well,
I don't know.
I'm just built this.
So they'll see Blink emerge from the smoke. Perhaps Narath will wonder where the hell he was. Leap off the banister, off the pier, into the air, and coming down hard with his dagger in both of his hands. I still can't drag the token.
Yeah. All right. Okay. They both hit, but not enough to give you the bonus. Ooh. See, you get some pretty good damage. If these guys weren't enraged, you'd be fucking nuking half their health
I
bars
know.
or something.
That'd be annihilating them.
Just this is like when you're like, damn, I do some pretty good damage, and then later on when you fight like a random elf in a corner or something, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Keep
just
rolling
I
that
just
one.
ended that man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm doing pretty good damage. Oh, that guy's health bar is gone.
Oh.
That's like the comedy of Narath getting hit by a 29 and being able to take it, and I would have died by an extra 11 health.
Right.
It's like a
I only
Kaku's health
survived
bar.
because of the
I
because
know.
of the false life.
But even with the false life, I would have died.
Yeah, Ro is probably one of the only characters who doesn't need any bonuses. He would actually tank it if he was full health, and still have 10 health left.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I got him back in the end.
this is true.
All right, I think it's appropriate for Darex to take stock of the situation, despite being empowered with the shielding magics from Narath's elixir. He's still going to use a Cure Wounds on himself to attempt to, undo some of the pain that he has been caused. And while it's only 5 health, he still feels just a little bit better about his situation. Then he awkwardly turns to face Genra, who also has been nicked, but still, looking actually better than Darex, and he'll give her an awkward toothy grin and move past. Bonus action. Wait, no. Bonus action dash is only for rogue, so he cannot do it. No, but he'll still be technically inside the fog. So there is that.
Bonus action persuasion check to be that goofy grin endearing.
Ah, shit, dude. This
he
guy's
drops that.
really. This guy's sucking hard. Silas, you owned this guy. He's his great club seems to slip, and he has to spend his whole turn trying to grapple onto it. In doing so, he actually steps away, trying to chase it away, and that opens up Blink for an attack of opportunity if he wants to burn his reaction.
I don't.
And then the creature awkwardly, sort of rights himself and looks at you, Silas.
Here comes 3
He's
more.
gonna get blasted.
It's gonna be 9.
I prefer
9
12,
more.
by the way.
By the way,
Oh, by the way.
That's 3.
All right. All right, here comes the comedy. All right, here comes the comedy. Blink is going to use his agent's alacrity, burning his reaction,
Uh-huh.
and I would like him to walk off this pier and hide behind the big
Dead
ass
body.
body. Yeah, the big ass dead body.
I won't let the Hydra shoot me.
Interesting choice. Okay, let's do it.
All right, thanks. I was originally going to hide behind Darex, but he has too little health for me to feel good about that. Although I guess I technically am still, but whatever.
This means that canonically, Blink has a sixth sense for when the water's trying to find us.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Canonical.
Emerging from the placid sea, the water pooling around it, not like water would, but like a much thicker sludge. You see more scales, and perhaps you will think to yourself of more of these creatures, but instead, a long and slender piece of lizard-like appendage emerges, sloshing up. It's followed by another, and then a third, as 3 separate creature heads from one body sprout and gaze upon the battlefield.
Astorium looks to the orc lady and says, "Which one do I punch?"
Genra growls. Yes. Oh, Narath got critical.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Rose said no. Narath said yes, please.
One more point than I have. Holy shit.
Critical hit. Oh my god.
Actually insane.
Wow, 1 away from a crit for. Oh my god.
Each head casts a vicious spell of ice. The frost nicely coating Ro's armor with little else effect, but thoroughly damaging Astorium's systems and critically endangering Narath as he drops to the ground. Parts of his body that certainly shouldn't be frozen.
How do you punch that?
Its heads are kind of looming away, like Astorium could step right here and reach. I think since, I don't know, I guess you guys won't really have time to strategize amongst yourselves until the turn of the turn, you know? No time for thinking, only time for action.
That's right.
Astorium punches.
No. Astorium punches hard.
It's true.
Hell yeah. Astorium punches. Dude, it occurred to me as Ro was taking that nat 1 that if I did not get out of the way, I would have been hit by that. And it would not have been a nat 1 with my luck.
Right?
It also occurs to me that I can't get a sneak attack on this because I'm always going to be seen by.
Well, the heads are currently looking. Oh shit, that's pretty good. Hold on, let me see something. right.
I wonder what it's concentrating on.
And it'd be concentrating on these fists hitting its multiple heads.
Are you focused on? I mean, I think you. So basically, one head was looking to you, Ashtorium. One head's looking to Ro. One
Yes,
head's looking
punch
to
it.
Narath. So you're punching the head looking at you.
Yes, that head deserves to be punched.
I agree. Let's see it. Let's see the damage.
That's 3.
It got 3'd by. It is 3, and it got
He
3.
3'd the 3.
3-3-em.
What's the dodge action?
I assume it makes it harder to hit you.
It gives the creature's disadvantage on attack rolls against you, but you waste your action.
I think he has a trait that lets him do it without needing to use his.
Ashtorium is going to take the dodge action as a bonus action.
Hell yeah.
So until the start of my next turn, any attack roll has disadvantage.
Take that, lizard.
And I make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
I like that.
Yeah, but does it bleed though?
Genra grovels as she moves to answer that unspoken question. Does it bleed, though?
And doesn't answer.
She'll get her answer next time. All right, Ro. The head
You guys
was...
can't forget about
no, the
that.
problem is Ashtorium hit it so hard that the head kind of reeled back and it desynced the fight from Genra, you know? Genra is, like, trying to slash it, and then it heads back. So, all right, Ro, it's you, actually.
Okay. We're gonna swing the great axe again.
Hell yeah.
And
You're like, I don't
that's
care
all
about the
advantage.
Hydra, dude. Look at this guy. Yeah, you still have flanking.
I gotta put this guy down first.
That's right.
That it's
That does hit.
Okay, there you go. That's a bit more damage. And then he's gonna also follow up with a bite again.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Almost a crit. Twice.
Almost a crit.
it's 3.
Dude, the creature just absolutely staggers back. I forgot to take this prone status icon off of it. The creature staggers as you strike it multiple times again. And with the way that it's bruising up now, you can tell this thing is bloodied.
And he's gonna turn to Silas and he's gonna say, "We must dispatch this one quickly, and then we may be able to focus our attention on the many-headed serpent before it destroys us."
All right, Narath.
Nat 20 here would
saving
be so
throw.
Narath
Do it.
rising from
Nat
the dead.
20. No,
Oh.
but you passed, so that's good.
Pass the saving throw. Narath's Book of Shadows pulses once with an eerie light, but otherwise he remains on the ground.
Right, Silas. Got a half-dead
Silas.
tiny man and a big old 3-man. And also Narath's dead.
Silas nods towards Ro, gazing upon the shrunken Gijag. And he gets his attention and says, "So you are still standing, are you? And in your final moments you will know weakness." And as he says the word weakness, it echoes in the Gijag's mind.
Oh, come on, bro.
He had to roll a 16 to pass.
-3.
Wow. Wow.
Dude, there's no way.
Ro has lower intelligence than Ro.
What?
That means they have an
Oh.
intelligence of like 6
What'd you say?
or
I think
4.
6 is -2.
Oh yeah, he has an
4.
intelligence score of 5. So.
A 5. There you go.
Holy shit.
That guy's stupid.
Listen, dude, you don't want to become a fallen any jag. Fojag, E-jag, do not become a fallen. You don't have much intelligence kicking around there.
I mean, he's probably gotten comparable intelligence to Brother.
He's got a comparable intelligence to Tiber, bro.
I feel like Tiber has higher intelligence than that.
Yeah, he does.
I have no meaningful bonus action, so
Devastated. The creature seems to shrug off your. You know what? I mean, yeah, okay. The creature is like somehow still kicking around. His one brain cell fired, defending himself.
Yeah, it's because you made him tiny, so his brain is tinier. So
Yeah.
you
That makes sense, actually.
you can't find his brain.
Also, you have a meaningful bonus action you can use. You're going to intimidate Narath's corpse.
Intimidate
yeah.
it's hard to start beating him.
do I get to intimidate the Dekijag with my spell, even though he passed?
You can roll the check and see what happens. Maybe you make him fear you.
Into having one less intelligence.
Temporarily
Oh
damaged.
shit! Oh shit! If he nat one's the charisma save, he gets hit by the spell.
Was it charisma save? Because that's the skill. That's the attribute that you use to get to
Yeah.
cast intimidate. But I was always I was wondering, is it
It's
wisdom? Is it charisma?
I think it's an insight check.
Oh, okay, and that's wisdom, isn't it? So that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. Nah, he's not very wise either. So he's certainly cowering from you, but perhaps from Silas's perspective, he won't know if it's from fear or from damage or both. You know, like is he cowering in pain or is he cowering because his brain is just overloaded? Small brain got
Cowering
smaller.
in pain or from brain?
Cowering in pain or cowering in brain?
Cowering from Bane for you.
No, it's 3.
Speaking of cowering in brains, Blink is going to use his bonus action, the cunning action, hide behind this corpse. If you
Okay.
deem fit.
Sure, but do you break your hide when you attack, or how does that work?
I guess that's kind of like attacking from a hidden spot. Would the Hydra see where the arrow came from if I was stealthed?
I mean, you could probably roll.
I
his-
guess
Probably
I guess
depends on
it's a-
your stealth check.
On the
so-
stealth roll, right?
Yeah. Let's see. what
I'm
the
trying to
stealth-
think of what's more likely to happen. Would it be me shoot and then hide from the eyes afterwards, or me hide and then shoot and not get seen?
If you're
because
trying
they
to
weren't
basically
looking
set up
already?
a hiding, like almost like a sniper's nest, where you're hiding from a camoed spot that you can stay in and
Yeah.
continue shooting,
Yeah.
then yeah, you would want to hide
After you attack with your sneak attack, your hidden status ends, so you have to hide again.
I see.
Okay, so you'll have to attack first, and then
Try and hide after.
try and hide after. And you know, I mean, there's a guy right there. His name is Darix.
This is true.
And even though I can now announce formally that Alexander has joined the Aids of Arcanus at the $30 tier, and you know, so he sent in a very nice donation as well, in addition to his membership. So you know, I get it. He's a donor. He's kind of a cool guy, right? But can I just say, guy right there, and his player is not here. So you know, maybe you just throw him under the bus real quick, even though he's a donor. He already had his glory moment. He smote a E-jag.
But like, I'm a double donor, so
Yeah, exactly.
Who's getting thrown on?
I was saying, I was making the
we have
joke
to-
that Blink
we have
can
to go
use
by who's most
Darix.
valuable here.
Yeah, Blink was gonna, like, he's trying to hide after shooting, and I was like, yeah, well, if he knows, if the Hydra sees the bolt and looks in this direction, he's gonna see Darix. Like, you're fine. And then I used that opportunity to say that Darix joined the donor club. So even though Alexander joined the donor club, even though Alexander,
the white Draconin Paladin Dark,
yeah,
says
he's donating.
to the-
Dude, giving back. Ascendosaur merch coming soon. Darix merch. We actually do need to make like custom art and stuff. We need some some token-worthy art of all of the characters, and then we can eventually make merch out of it. You know what I mean?
If only we knew creative people.
Yeah, I'll talk.
If only,
My
I think
girlfriend's
you
looking
can-
for an excuse to paint again.
if only we knew my ChatGPT subscription.
No.
Nah.
I don't want an ocean of
Alright,
water spent on.
So
my
all
painting.
all the heads are preoccupied, right?
Yeah, so
So-
the angles are Ro, Narath, and Ashtorium. So you're kind of in a sort of blind spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I can get advantage.
I think it would just be normal. You're not flanking any of the heads. Which head are you targeting? The same one Ashtorium attacked?
I guess that is the question. I wouldn't really be flanking that head. I guess I'd be flanking the Narath head, right? No,
Yeah, you would have flanking
Yeah.
on the Narath head, which is like over here, basically.
where's the row head?
Here. If you stood on that little spot underneath the pier, then you could attack it probably.
Because, like, no offense, Narath, you're already dead, so.
I don't know what that means.
Because, like, which one's most important? Like, the one who's about to attack my dog, or the one who's about to attack the guy who's already dead?
Oh, I see. So you're
And
trying
I
to
thought we
decide
bonded
which,
so much.
you're trying to see which one to attack. Well, the one that you have
Well, we-
an advantage on is the Narath head, so you decide if
Yeah.
that sways you.
And we also did bond, so. I think I attacked the Narath head.
All right. Okay. Either one of those would have hit, just so you know. Okay. 15 points of piercing damage as you penetrate one of the heads, the one that had struck Narath down, perhaps in vengeance, perhaps seeking vengeance.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh.
That can't be a success.
Oh yeah, it's DC 10, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, he has to roll a 5 or above. Wow. We're never getting him to not concentrate on that spell.
Eh.
Alright, well.
It just means we have to hit him a lot, okay?
Yeah. Eventually, you know. Okay. Well, Darix is absolutely appalled at this enormous, you know, descendant of the Starfather, of Dragonkind, turning against some of its fellows and apparently siding with creatures of the fallen variety. And so he will not be very pleased with this turn of events at all. But as he clambers his way up the pier, that's 15 movement, and stands shoulder to shoulder with Ro, he says, "We need to get closer to that thing, or it needs to get closer to us." And then proceeds to swing with the Morning Star to try to help clean up the riffraff. Not great damage.
Nice, nat one.
Nice 3.
Not great damage.
Nope.
The creature turns away from Silas based on its fear. And instead of trying its luck with Silas, it tries its luck with Ro.
Oh shit.
Oof.
I think that
He
is.
rolled good. For once. Oh. That's a lot of damage. I don't want that.
Wait, hold
Wait,
on.
did it-
Is that actually correct? It's 12 plus 4 is... Yeah, okay, that is correct. that's
Wait, did it subtract or add the 4? That's
No,
kinda
yeah.
misleading.
So the plus 4 is just because it has a plus 4 to strength. It rolled a 3 on the 1d4, and it took that out from 8 plus 8, which is 16. So it is 13 bludgeoning still.
Damn.
I think in the future I'm not going to manually add the 1d4 roll
Wait,
there.
what?
I'll just roll it separately. But yeah, that's a bloodied
Okay.
row right there, and that's
So
two
long as
signals.
it,
Oh,
so long as
yeah,
it subtracted the 1d4 from
Yeah.
the reduce.
Yeah. That's what I was making sure to add. But I think I'll do it separately in the future because it'll be less confusing in the thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, because the way it lists it is what's confusing.
Yeah, it lists it as a 3, but it's not like a minus. So
Right.
Oh, I see. Alright, yeah, pretty savage.
sure is. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Speaking of savage.
well.
But it's okay because of the potion of shielding. Darix's
Oh,
defenses
shit, yeah, 'cause-
absorb the attack just fucking barely, guys. Just barely. But the head that had gazed towards Narath balefully turns towards Silas instead. But we'll say that you can dodge out of the way however you see fit to flavor it if you so desire.
I will, Oh, man. Can I say that I want to raise my hand with the symbol of Severus towards the incoming beam, and the eye of Severus opens and absorbs the energy.
I like that. That's good to me. I like. Okay,
Guys,
Blink.
I didn't want to say this,
Yeah.
but this is bad.
I think it might see you, Blink.
Oh my god! Well, it didn't attack me, so we're chill.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Swinging away from looking towards Ashtorium, it strikes at you, Blink.
Dude, that's got to be two opportunities of attack.
It is. Does Ashtorium take the opportunity of attack? You will have to attack with disadvantage.
You're lucky it didn't have triple advantage on the perception check because it has 3 hits.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He gets to roll 3 times for each.
Well, it does have a few traits like that. Like the reactive heads one, which is for each head the Hydra has beyond 1, it gets an extra reaction that can be used only for opportunity attack. So, just so you know. Genra and Ashtorium are failing to contain the head, and it brings you within an inch of your life, Blink. Alright, Ashtorium, that head is still within range. If you see fit to strike at it.
How do I grapple?
You would roll an athletics check.
Grapple ahead.
I get to use acrobatics.
Oh, yes, you can, because, yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
can't.
Grapple
Wow.
the head.
Wow. Oh my god.
Wow.
You can spend your inspiration if you would like. Because this is an inspiring fucking move right here.
I'm gonna inspire.
All right, you add them together when you're inspiring. So
Oh, okay.
so anything would have passed. It doesn't matter. You would have been. Well, I guess 2. You would have needed to get a 2, but you have a minimum +4, so that's fine. Okay. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Ashtorium has grappled the head and is using his monkish tactics and bizarre movements to keep it from simply whipping away. Actually, because of the creature's kind, the way that this creature is, I kind of feel like, and tell me what you guys think of this, it doesn't make sense that Ashtorium should necessarily be able to hold the head to the pier. But he could disable the head during the duration of the grapple, but be attached to the creature and now riding it, essentially riding the head. It's no longer on the pier.
Idea.
I think that makes the most sense. So
Yeah, because the creature is like, probably 9 times the size.
yeah, but he's distracting and preventing it from attacking His
Yeah,
homie,
or at least
so-
if it tries to do anything, it kind of has a disadvantage because it's dealing with a dude on its face punching it.
Yeah, and I think any action would provide opportunity for a reactive attack that wouldn't be disadvantaged from Ashtorium. So Ashtorium is now riding a Hydra head and preventing it from striking Blink again, or in fact anyone else. And this will provide Genra with advantage on her next attack because it's subdued in that way. So that's pretty good, Ashtorium. That's pretty fucking inspiring. Now, the way that grapple was set up is that grapple is essentially a bonus action, but you can you can spend your full action to like properly grapple it. I'm guessing you're gonna go ahead and do the full proper grapple so that you have that. Yeah, but that does mean that you can punch it later as well on your next turn.
That's okay.
There you go. And before Genra can do anything, we got Blink coming back up for more advantage
I'm
because it's
attacking
grappled.
that
by
head.
the way. Yeah. Okay. All right. Both hit.
Damn.
Ooh, okay. 13 damage to the head that's grappled. Oop, I didn't mean to pause again. And 8 slashing afterwards. The head looks bloodied beyond belief. The slash from Genra and the piercing strike from the bolt of Blink seem to be enough to get it into a very vulnerable and brittle state. It looks as if parts of the connective tissue between the neck and the head and its neck are starting to almost wilt away, the scales falling apart and dropping into the ocean below. This has been excellent progress for this.
It's 2 concentration checks.
Sure is.
Fuck you. Fuck you even more.
Also, Genra looks up at Ashtorium and says, "Wow." Go ahead, Ro.
Okay, so I want to use my Sin Dice for temp HP because I should have 2 now.
Okay, yep.
And that's a bonus action, right?
For the temp HP, let's see what it says in your character sheet. It's either bonus or free. I think it's bonus. Let's
You never rolled a concentration check for Darix's Morningstar that did 1 damage or whatever.
Oops. Well, there you go. I did it for Ro, but it's even higher for. It's not. It's a 20. There you go.
Fuck you.
All right. So, as a bonus action, you may expend the dice to gain temporary HP. Yeah, that's what it is. So if you click
that's
on the
okay.
Vengeful
That's the
Vortex
family.
feature, it should let you roll for the healing.
Ah, okay, here we go. Nice.
Just make sure let's apply it to you and not the creature you're attacking. All right.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just making sure because I didn't want you to give him 10 HP. We can change it all in post anyway, but you know how it is. Computers and shit.
Okay. And then I'm going to follow that up with using my Great Axe and hopefully finally killing this guy. Do I still have advantage?
It's looking at you, so you do not have advantage.
Oh, okay.
It was attacking.
Normal.
That's no good. Creep.
Damn.
But we'll say that you embedded your great axe into its club. For a moment,
Oh, okay.
you lock eyes with it. And then you both marvel at what kind of amazing weapon you may have created before the creature grabs the club out and, rips it off of the axe and growls at you. Wait, what'd you say?
Said porn around.
Yeah, nobody's revived him yet.
The only person who can heal him is Darix.
Yeah, Darix probably. I think honestly, that might have been a bit of a sequence break that Darix didn't heal him, but he was trying to do his best.
Well, in order to cure wounds, you have to get in touch distance, and that's.
Oh yeah, he
pretty
would have spent
difficult
his.
for Darix.
Yeah, he would have spent his action to dash, and then he wouldn't have had his action to use cure wounds.
Yeah, so it makes sense for him to stop here and hit this creature because it's like the only
Yeah.
useful thing he could do.
Yeah, that actually is true. So never mind. I'm saved by D&D rules. All right, Narath, let's see. Let's see that nat 20. Oh, So
Oh,
close.
we're getting closer. Hey, if averages say anything, the next one is a net.
Yeah, it was 16, then 18. Now we just need a 20.
Oh, yeah, patterns. Okay.
Like how silent he is.
He is. All right, Silas. Pop this guy. You have advantage on melee attack, or I guess any attack, because he's on attack.
First,
rolls, 'cause he's flank.
Between the creature and the Hydra, how are they both looking?
One of the heads, which Ashtorium is grappled onto as we speak, is looking very worse for wear. The other two seem in totally fine working order, and of the two that are not being grappled, one is looking at you, indicating it's going to attack you. The other towards Rowan Darek.
Okay. How is the creature in front of me looking?
He's bloodied. He's still enraged, but he's bloodied.
Silas wants to attack the Hydra, but he understands he has to deal with this fool in front of him, so gazing upon him again, he will say aloud to the creature, "The bell tolls for you."
Yeah. Surely he can't do it again. Yeah! Oh,
Rest in peace.
well, it's not reduced by half, but it is 1. The creature seems to drool a little bit. You might have crushed its final brain cell.
We are having terrible rolls this fight.
Specifically damage rolls for you, for Darix, for Silas. I think the only ones who have been hitting good damage rolls, like Ashtorium's is serviceable. Obviously, Blink is always going to be pretty good. And Narath has had really good damage rolls when he was up.
Until, before he was put down.
Yeah.
That's funny. Is like my damage rolls are good, but not all of them have been good for what they could be. They're just good in general because like the minimum damage I could possibly get is good.
Yeah. So you're kind of benefiting on that front, Blast Cannony.
That's kind of been it's always been the issue with cantrips is they have no damage scaling outside of their own dice, so like you don't get to add your wisdom or anything.
Yeah, I feel like it should probably be something like your character level gives a bonus to all cantrip damage or something, but it's hard to do a uniform thing, and if you don't do it uniformly, then it's like a lot of extra legwork for every cantrip. But it should still be done at some point to give them some kind of scaling. Since
you can just do your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah, I think that's the most reasonable thing. Like if you're a
Let me
sorcerer,
get Rabadon's death cap to buff my AP.
Okay. There you go, dude. Somehow Blink.
With sneak attack?
Yeah. Somehow Blink.
But did he hide?
I don't need it. I get sneak attack if I have advantage.
No, shut.
Yeah, and he's being grappled, so he has advantage. Ashtorium's grappling him.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Ashtorium is my DPS.
That's like, dude, that's basically like Blink let out a click or something in Thieves' Cant, and Ashtorium went in and just like ripped open the maw a little bit, like propped open the maw just enough, and Blink does like a highly calculated sniper shot through the small opening of the maw, and it just ruptures through the head.
It's a quick time event.
Yeah.
Dude, DPS.
Yeah, it's synchronized, 2 people doing quick time event, and then the bolt just streaks through, and the head begins to like disintegrate, almost like falling into ash around Ashtorium. If you would like to avoid falling to the sea below, you can spend a reaction to make a jump in some direction, Sir Ashtorium.
I'll dash. I'll try to just
Oops,
Jump
that was
off.
meant to be Hydra, but that's okay. Passes.
or dodge away onto the rock near getting up.
Okay, like right here.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. You're able to get away from the threat then, but as you look back and as everyone else looks on, the creature is now a two-headed Hydra, having lost its 3.
All right. Do I have the angle on either of the heads right now, the flanking angle?
Not right in this moment. You'd have to move up here, and you'd have that flanking on both, like either of them. Did you post that Monsters Inc. club gif when Narath went? Took like 29 damage.
That was
No,
that was
that
Astorium
was-
grappling the Hydra.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that.
What to do? How deep does this ship go?
What do you mean by deep, exactly?
Like, is there something to hide behind?
Oh, you can hide inside the deck. Yeah, there's like a drop down there where they store
like,
cargo.
Would I be able to then take shots out of that deck without having to like climb up something?
Without having to, I guess if you keep like, let's see. I think if you keep 5 movement to spare, you can probably make it up and down, like up, shoot, and then down in the same 5 feet of movement. If you're trying to be safe, like fully hidden underneath, you know.
All right. So like this little like
Yeah.
crevice here is like a lower facility of the boat.
Yeah, it's like you go down to the floor, to the ground,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the lower floor and the
then
lower
I-
deck. It's just for
Okay.
like cargo and stuff, basically.
Yeah. All right, so I'll Blink will cutting action dash, run up the stairs onto the boat.
It is a bit of a
And-
jump down, so you can do your acrobatics if you like. See how effectively in you get. Yeah.
I like to say that Astorium will feel, maybe even see, after since he's not necessarily facing the Hydra after jumping off the head, Blink sprinting up the stairs, and he will see him just jump in the air and disappear into the lower deck of the boat.
All right. Well, Darex is going to trudge past the creature and make a sort of leap down, which will provoke the Gijag to strike. And Darex doesn't even feel the whistle of the air.
Wow. Got his belt.
Actually, neither of those would have hit because of the shielding, but if the shielding didn't
Oh, right,
exist, the
yeah.
upgraded one would have hit, like the
Yeah.
normal roll or whatever. All right. And Darex will say to Narath's crumpled body, "Get up, old one. The fight's not over yet." Then he'll
Awakening
put himself in between
sudden-
Narath and Darex. What were you going to say, Narath?
Awakening suddenly, Narath looks around, retrieving his Book of Shadows. When Darex blinks, the skull laid into the base of the book will change its expression from a vicious grin to a wicked frown. And it's not my turn yet, so Narath will not yet speak.
Well, at least Darex is shielding you after healing you. He's doing the best he can. And the head is still looking towards Silas, but it's taken note of this development. should have been doing this to help you guys out with the facing angle, but still looking at you, Ro. Creature will attempt to club you, but this time you once again make the ultimate weapon of barbarians and blood knights everywhere. For just a moment. And it growls at you. Okay. With only 2 heads remaining, one of them indeed turns to face, or is still facing Silas. It fires off another frost ray, which finds itself insufficient. Then it turns round to scan for the hiding one, but not finding it, settles for the one that had grappled it so effectively. Ooh. And Ashtorium, you barely dodge out of the way. Or perhaps, are you? I guess you're still affected by the dodge, is that right? So you probably have...
No, it's just the next turn.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So... the creature... the creature roars in some anguish of its lack of success this time around. And then seems to gather its strength. A pulse of magic travels up the broken spine of the fallen head. Though nothing shifts just yet, you all watch that missing head, the spot where it was, with anticipation. Ashtorium, with one of the heads turning towards you, you are able to smash it again. Oh, I see. Oh my god!
Oh my! He is hit him.
He's too powerful, dude.
He cannot be stopped.
Well, that's another full grapple from Ashtorium.
Same deal. Get on top and chokehold the head.
Well, thank you very much, says Genra, moving to strike with her battle axe. Wow. That's 7 slashing damage to start wrecking it. And she looks upon you with intense approval and bellows, "You true warrior!" Alright, Ro. This guy's still looking at you, trying to figure out if you're like some kind of weaponsmith or something. Oh wait, you're being interrupted.
Oh,
Sorry, bro.
it's okay.
It's all good. I'm attacking the Ashtorian now.
Of course, with advantage.
Oh my god. It's
I
just
like
a
this
damage
character.
machine.
Hell yeah. I like this character, he says. But, ooh! And he finally...
Finally. I told you he'd fail him.
I think Ashtorium just grapples everything now.
Yeah. It seems like a really good move.
The two of you are quite synergistic, which is pretty thematic. All right. This one, once again, much like the other, starts to whittle away and almost wilting under the pressure of Ashtorium and the immense strikes from Genra and Immenser from Blink. So, Ro, in the midst of all of that bedlam, what do you do for real this time?
I am going to swing my great axe at this a very obnoxious creature that will not die.
Yeah.
Finally.
Okay.
Okay.
Two. Yeah.
Now one again.
How is that possible?
Every time. And he's gonna growl angrily because he's clearly not hitting this thing hard enough, and he's gonna bite it.
He hits, I think.
I don't know what the AC is exactly.
Oh no, that barely misses.
Oh, it's 12.
Ah,
I was
motherfucker.
hoping it was 11.
You get the tough part of the scales.
Yeah, not quite find and purchase. But the creature
Rose
looks
going
pretty damn
to-
wobbly, so despite how your rolls have been low, your assaults seem to be somewhat effective.
Yeah, Ro is going to roar in frustration. He's very mad.
Yeah.
Normally things die a lot faster for him. He's very confused as to why that's not happening.
Yeah.
The exact opposite of how Blink feels at this point.
Yeah. All right, Narath. So just to remind you of the lay of the land here, you got one head being grappled by Ashtorium off in the distance. The other head, closer, within smashing distance of Darix, is still aimed at Silas.
All right. So rising from his down, Narath will mutter, "It never ends." And then he will move here. Now I can hit from melee.
You can.
You said it's facing Silas.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
is
even
that
Darix
advantage?
can. Yeah. Even Darix can hit. The two of you can both hit.
And Darix is perhaps horror, finally the source of that previous twisted sound will be revealed as Narath's mouth extends and terrible teeth grow within it, slick with a glowing acidic bile that smells as if death, smells of rot, and as if as if rot could hate, you know, like it's aggressive on the senses. And with a lunge forward, the now monstrous Narath attempts to take a bite out of the head, sinking his claws, his mouth deep into the throat and scales, ripping out a chunk. And if Darax is able to have a high enough insight, a primal sense of satisfaction will go across the twisted visage of the half-dead ancient. Then, just as the meat goes down Narath's gullet, a terrible, monstrous roar will emit from his lips. But following that roar will come the thunderous energy of his species.
Man.
Bits of gore stuck to his teeth, vapor flying out at the force and back onto its original host. Now, where the fuck is that thing that actually...
Oh, it's your origin drake, is what it'll be called.
Yeah.
I have to make like
I
a
had it as
separate.
favorite.
What'd you say?
There it is. No, I had it as a favorite. I just couldn't find it.
Oh, right.
Breathless. Can I hit multiple heads for multiple damage?
Yes.
I'll
You will have to risk hitting Ashtorium.
Don't you fucking dare.
Well, I
That guy
mean,
has allowed
it's
me to
more
do
like you
damage
will hit
than 3 of your health
Ashtorium.
bars.
You will hit Ashtorium, but he can make a save to make it half damage.
Don't you dare.
Alright, I'm gonna do a wisdom since Narath is very much delirious and is in a primal mode. I'll do it normal because Darax is a calming presence.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, little one. Your time has come.
Well, there goes all that bonding.
I bonded with you, not the robot.
Yeah. But
So yeah, I'll try to
Your-
put as
your
many
bonding
hits
with
as I
me is
can
gone.
with this. Can I hit all 3?
There's only 2 because one of them was already destroyed. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll hit the 2.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should
Fail
do
to
this.
measure template.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll do it.
This story, you better pass. Oh,
I rolled
you better
twice,
pass.
just once.
What do I roll?
It is a, let's see, Constitution saving throw against Narath's spellcasting DC, which is 13. So if you pass 13,
Advantage, disadvantage, normal.
normal roll.
Okay.
You pass. Okay, so you only
Cool.
take 3 damage. Maybe one could
Easy.
even say you barely feel it.
Easy. I've taken worse hits from much scarier people.
Wow, I can't believe that it failed with +5 twice. All right,
Damage, baby.
that's right. 12 points of your thunderous force exerted upon the creature.
Norath has a feral look in his eyes.
Well, Ashtorium, you've been here
Looks-
before. As Narath's magic and sort of birthright emanates out of his mouth, it seems to have been enough to push the creature over the threshold. Another head begins to crumble. But because, why break a habit of a lifetime? I will allow you to roll acrobatics again. And, I mean, I feel like there's no way this happens, but if... Okay. So, the creature... My idea was I would allow you to roll acrobatics to attempt to grapple onto the last remaining head, or leave. But I kind of threw that out of sequence because I rolled it before I said that. So, a little bit of metagaming here. Would Ashtorium like to try to grapple onto the head, or would he like to go to safety?
No, he'd go to safety.
That's what I figured. You're a bit closer to this side. Is that where you want to go, or do you want to try to go the other side?
Indeed, to the closer side. On the left, yeah.
Okay, so you're flung over there, but through the artful grace of what you were designed for, you managed to land, and now this creature has only a single head. And it is Silas's turn.
How is that last head looking?
Untouched. It
Silas
coincidentally
will-
is fixated upon you, by the way.
Silas will momentarily gaze upon the Gijag, and then he'll look in row and say, "This one is a waste of time. I leave him to you."
A battered row is like, yeah, I got him. Yeah, totally.
And then I will step towards the Hydra, risking an attack of opportunity.
Well, you're gonna
He's
get
scared
it,
of you.
and you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I don't think he's hit Silas once.
No, but Silas has a pretty high AC. He has a +6 to attack, so you'd think it would still work out. But...
Then Silas, stepping directly in front of the Hydra, will make eye contact with the final head, and he'll say in Aquan, "Your time has come." And then at second level, he will unleash a barrage of 4 magic missiles right into the head.
Oh shit! Let's see it, brother. Okay. Ooh, okay.
12, by the way. Oh, this one.
That's 12
16.
plus 4, which is 16. Force damage just pounding, echoing, smashing and cracking at the skull of the last remaining Hydra head. I will say... oh, no, I'll save that for Ro's turn. Never mind. Ro, remind me if I don't. Go ahead, Blink.
Okay.
It's your turn.
How bad is that head looking?
It just sustained quite a bit of impact. But you'll note that as the last remaining head, it seems to be a touch sturdier than the others. That being said, it's still somewhat beaten up. Maybe not quite bloodied yet, but
Looking at Silas, correct?
yes. So you have advantage on an attack. Okay. 18 points of piercing damage. Send a creature into a howling frenzy. And while it is not done yet, it might be soon.
Man, I really like this dagger. It's a really good dagger. But it would be really fucking cool to throw this dagger in the back of this thing's skull for the kill.
It would be pretty cool. All right. Well,
Wait till
with
I
the
get the
23,
extra-
you do get the extra damage die, half of the extra damage die.
So, add another 1d4.
Yeah, I think we'll
There's a
just
lot
get
of-
rid of the
there's a lot
half
of dice
part,
here.
to be honest. We'll just
There's a lot
say,
of dice here.
yeah, just add another 1d4 flat. Don't worry about reducing it by half. It's the parting gift.
Wait,
Oh
why did it roll as a
God.
critical? No, it rolled as a critical.
Okay,
That's
all
not
right,
real.
all right. That's not real. Try again. Or we just take out the one of the sixes.
Maybe 2 of the
There we go.
6s and 1 of the 4s.
All right, only 10 less damage. That's okay. All right, the dagger sails through the air, whistling with the precision of a crossbow bolt, and strikes the creature in the back of the skull. 17 piercing damage, pushing its last remaining head forward and collapsing it upon the pier right before Silas. Maybe at one point Silas might have even thought, oh, the creature's wobbling and looming and falling forward. It must have been my magics that did this. And while he can be credited for a good portion of the damage dealt, the dagger and the crossbow bolt will have ripped quite a bit of flesh and shed quite a bit of blood, and that will be very obvious when the head collapses against it. Though
Alright.
it still breathes, it is defeated.
Blink is gonna dismount this boat
Okay.
onto the dock by Ginra.
That'll be some climbing, so you only have maybe 2 more feet of movement, I think, or 2 more movement in general.
He'll end here and he'll say, "Well, I told you I wanted blood."
Genro will look upon you with respect, and Darix doesn't yet know that you're hitting
And
on his
as
girl.
if to hammer that home, I don't have advantage on this, correct?
He's like, yeah, so it's just a regular attack.
Unless I use my agent's alacrity fully to really send it home. Because he has not taken the turn yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I guess you do have advantage.
Wait,
Does that get...
you have 3 attacks?
No, he's using his subclass feature, which is homebrew, to basically it interrupts a turn if he spends his reaction for it.
Oh, cool.
And then he spends his reaction, interrupts somebody else's turn. It can be an ally as well, like Darix in this case. And that can happen any number of times. But the other factor in the fight is he can use this thing prof bonus number of times to give himself advantage on someone who has not yet taken a turn, which is one of the reasons why that there's a self synergy there, obviously. So that's another part of the feature. So he's basically using the he's spending a resource to give himself advantage on attacking this creature.
Alright, that was pretty cool. I like that.
It's pretty Alright. My one thing. In my agent's alacrity feature description, it does not tell me when I get these charges back. Is it a long or a short rest?
Let's take a quick look to see if I defined that inside the ability itself. Oh, yeah, it doesn't actually... It should say it now.
Do,
yeah,
I
it's
get,
long rest.
do I get half back? Yeah. Or is it on a short rest, or is it just only long rest? Man. Alright, I'm using it.
We'll say short rest is 1 back. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's probably the direction I'm moving in with most of this stuff.
I like 9 damage.
Yeah. All right. Ro, this creature's been served up to you on a silver platter. but it's not your turn yet. So. He's wobbling. He's looking like he's ready to get KO'd.
Yeah, we'll see if I can hit.
Yeah.
Let's see if you might not last that long.
That's true.
Darix has confidence in you.
I really hope someone gets my knife back. Maybe Narath apologizes for hitting Ashtor.
This
You assume Narath even realizes that he did.
Darix is going to use some of his lay on hands in an attempt to cure you of whatever eldritch disease you must have after your spellcasting. All right. This guy's running. Ro, hit him.
Okay,
This
so I'm gonna use
guy's
my great
wrong.
axe, and I'm gonna get disadvantage, right?
Yes, but surely the gods will be with you.
Oh
Yeah!
my god. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah! And
Damage
you
when he needed it
fucking...
the
Yeah.
most.
After all those low rolls, you get your max
split him in
damage,
half.
and you just separate this man's spine, dude. He's just disemboweled. He's it's over. It's so glorious.
Thought you could run away. Seems your luck has finally run out.
And now it regenerates all of its heads.
Silas,
Oh shit.
the head that barely still remains intact, sputters a gurgling, drowning language that only you recognize. Then it slinks away, slowly slipping out, not by definitive movement, not by deliberate movement, but instead just by the sheer weight of its body overtaking its ability. You could spend your reaction, Silas, to attempt to secure the glistening knife of
I say this as I attempt booming blade.
That's not my knife, dude.
You gotta show me what's on stream, man. I can't see the language.
Yeah, that's intentional.
Not fair.
All right. Well, that hits. Let's see the damage, and then as it moves away, it's going to take the thunder
God
damage
damn it.
too. Wait, hold on. We can still. Here's how we can still win the election.
So it's just
Man.
All right.
Three plus booming blade.
Yeah, can you roll
Dude.
the booming blade damage for me?
3 means that the thunder has to land. Make sure the blade lands in my hand.
All
4
right.
thunder and 3 slashing.
Yep. The broken creature explodes with a thunder, courtesy of your booming blade. And while it's uncertain if the creature may have possibly survived such an encounter, it looks very unlikely, blood pooling around the water that now seems to slowly rock and wave as water should. And almost 33. Blink. You hear a bing somewhere behind you.
Blink turns.
Well, let's see that perception.
What the fuck?
You gotta perceive your knife before you can pick it up.
Where's my inspiration? For all the cool shit I've done this combat?
burning his inspiration to try and spot his dominating daggers. Peak Blink.
Dude, the amount of money I spent on this thing, you crazy?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think you got your inspiration just from doing that. So, yeah. You spotted on the low ground, not far from where you are, glistening with Hydra blood and crackling with leftover thunderous energy.
Blink immediately goes to grab it.
Excellent. Well, Darix will look to Narath with a concerned eye, but as the creature falls into the sea more completely, he'll also look around with the rest of the party and holler out, "Is everyone all right?"
Combat over.
It would seem so.
Another crick of his neck and a flash of dark power. Narath will cast with his free action the false life, and since combat's over, I'm just gonna give myself 8 because I can do that infinitely until I get the max.
Oh, okay, gotcha, sure.
And he will look further bolstered, although still decrepit as usual. And he'll look at Darak simply with a look of, what do you expect at this point?
A telltale shudder will be all Darix responds with as he looks among the rest of the party.
Ro's gonna move a little closer and say, I'm a little worse for wear. I took one of the blasts from that Hydra as well as a smashing from that club, but I'm okay for now.
I will be ready for another battle like that if I am but given a couple hours to commune with my home, Narath says as he looks to his grim memoir, not memoir, whatever.
Grimoire.
His Book of Shadows. Grimoire, there we go, yes, that's what I was looking. His grimoire.
Yeah. Ro, I just want to point out something that we neglected to remember about your subclass, which is that Sadistic Sins gives you a sin die every time you deal damage as a Knight of Wrath.
I thought it was just when I killed people.
At 3rd level, every time you deal damage to a creature, you gain a sin die. You gain an extra sin die when you deliver the killing blow to a creature.
Yeah, I did forget, so I should have a shit ton of sin dice.
So you will have enough to perform
heal
Ultimate
right now.
Grit if you would like to channel that.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Because I definitely need healing.
Yeah, so you expend all 3 sin dice, or no, what does it say? Oh, it's half the result of your damage. So we'll use the most recent attack that you did, which was 15. So we'll say that you got 7, rounding down, we'll say that you restored 7 points of life from that.
Nice.
Which, reinvigorated you, courtesy you finally defeating this monster.
Yeah, that had been frustrating me the entire fight. I was like, I'll just kill this guy real quick, and then I'll help him with the Hydra. And it wasn't quick.
Rage be like.
Blink, with his dagger in hand, would have walked back up to the dock and said to Darix, "Yeah, I got my blood, so this has been a pretty good day overall." And then he'll turn to Genra, assuming no response, and say, "Do you think this Hydra blood makes the dagger special?"
You have felled a great beast. It is always special.
The water does not appear cursed anymore, Narath. It seems to be slowly responding to forces of nature as the many gods seem to have intended.
Blink will say, "That's true." And then he'll offer a fist bump.
Genra will look at your fist, then at you, then back at your fist, and she
Blink.
will punch your fist with her fist for 2 points of damage.
Jesus.
Blink, taking the 2 points of damage, will say, "Hell yeah!"
And then
then
as soon
we'll
as
walk away.
Genra looks away, he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, well, he'll
then-
see
yeah, then he's
Astorium
rubbing
coming,
his-
he'll see Astorium coming around, and as he walks away, as Astorium sees him coming down, Blink will just be looking at his fist, shaking it out, like trying to
Yeah.
like, what the hell? And then he'll say, "Wow, that might have been one of the better team ups yet."
We should jump on things more often.
I agree with the sentiment.
Ro is gonna turn to Silas and say, "Do you have any idea how this this creature would have gotten here, or how it relates to our current quest?"
As I begin to ponder this question, I break my concentration on the reduce, and suddenly the corpse behind you, Ro, grows back towards normal size.
Oh shit!
I was waiting for that. I was so ready for that.
So, Joey, can I make some kind of roll to understand the nature of the situation?
Well, as it pertains to magic and epic magics, you could go for an Arcana check. As it pertains to just what's going on, I think we could just make that a straight intelligence check. We did that once in the Paladin part. So if you feel like doing that, you could do that too.
I'm gonna go for the Arcana.
Okay.
$17.
With the manner in which this Hydra was clearly manipulating the sea with regards to, the water seeming to return to some sort of sense of normalcy following the Hydra's demise or in part during the battle, there's clearly been some deliberate magical effect and attempt to preserve the ocean in a given state. Now, how that pertains to the fallen creatures that assisted the Hydra, who would have the resources to have a Hydra in place and then station them here, that part is not immediately discernible. But what is immediately discernible is a sudden hoarse scream from up northeast of you, which to Silas will actually be somewhat familiar.
There's certainly something powerful going on here, Ro. But it seems our guest has rejoined the world of the living, and then he will turn towards, presumably, what is the voice of the once frozen man.
Yeah, the dwarf had been frozen, and seems to be not so frozen any longer.
How is he looking upon first inspection?
Like teeth clacking together, bones shaking from the cold, desperate to get away from the ice and the snow. He looks upon you and says, raises like a shaking hand, a finger pointed in your direction, and says, Why didn't you help me? Why didn't any of you help me?
We had to kill the spirit that was trapping you first. None of us are powerful enough to relinquish such magics.
You killed her. You actually killed her.
He seems to be in disbelief, but he's still trying to warm himself up.
You
If
might
by
have,
her you mean the Hydra, yes. No, that's it.
The man is crestfallen at this.
No. What? Hydra? No. The bloody Inquisitor. The Drogari.
He says it as if it's a slur. He spits on the ground.
She's one who
We
did
do
all
not
this.
see. Wrath raises an eyebrow and says, "We did not see her here. Merely fallen Gijag and their aquatic master."
I was gonna say, do you think that maybe she was on that boat that was leaving the island?
Who is he talking to,
asking
or is he
to
just
do
asking in
that, or-
general?
Just in general to the
Right,
to the
right.
conversation here, yeah.
Hard to tell. Now, would Norath know if the Inquisition would have dealings with that particular trading company?
Narath wouldn't necessarily know whether the Inquisition would be a part of it, but I mean, the King's forces do need to sign off on big trading corporations, so yeah, there's like probably some relation in terms of contact. And I'm sure if an Inquisitor appeared, Narath would be certain that if an Inquisitor demanded passage on a vessel, they would be obliged to provide that. As any vessel would be obliged to if it pledged to in Alliance's
It
laws.
certainly have the authority. But again, there is no hard evidence. Looking to the dwarf, you say, "Perhaps you could shed some light. Why would she freeze you in ice? Why would she butcher all these guards? And why, oh why, would a Hydra and twisted Gidjag make their nest here after?"
The dwarf spits on the ground one more time and says,
Doesn't matter where she is now. What we need to do is find her. Make her pay for what she's done. It's not just me. I might be the lucky one, sad as it is to say.
We are no friends to the Inquisition, but before we go chasing down old ghosts, we need to know who you are to begin with, dwarf.
the man looks to you, Narath, with a raised eyebrow, and eventually responds with a sort of curt tone, but clearly on the introductory side.
Drundar and Ronsa. I'm a mage. But let me tell you,
In service to
magic's-
whom?
well, in service to the dwarves.
Narath, you will remember. Everybody here will know that Ronsa is the same surname or origin of the dwarves that had Kernia's haunt, for example, the dwarves that you had dealings with in the past.
I have a
The
question.
dwarves that shelter us and were probably killed.
Blink will say from the top of the pier. Do you Do you have a piece to a gun?
The dwarf will look at you and say,
What?
but it's like an accusatory way. It's not like a, I don't understand you.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just, a dwarf from a little while ago gave me a piece to a firearm, and, well, I have the means to construct the firearm for my personal use if you happen to have another piece of it. I was just asking, really.
Dwarf looks like he's making mental note of this, but says nothing immediately, and slowly turns back to look at Silas, who had begun to say something earlier.
I'm going to first offer him a hand to pull him out of the ice.
He'll take your offer with some gratitude and shake off the ice off of his boots.
I'll follow it up by offering him a ration.
Which he will accept.
And as he takes it, I will say, Juntar, this entire city has been either destroyed or abandoned. It has not just this dock which has seen the wrath, perhaps of the gods or of something worse, but everything quite far beyond what we can see. Tell me, what day do you think it is?
What day? Well, I was frozen in what feels like forever ago. But you don't have much passage of time when you're imprisoned in ice.
He then states a date that is at least several days before the current day, indicating that since around the time you were waylaid in the Dwarven Tavern, he may have been frozen in ice.
It sounds
Would that
then.
be a day before or after they were essentially killed?
Well, the day that around the time that you were in the tavern, like that day, is also the day he says, like he says the day after that, and because he looks at like the morning, like at the sun or whatever. But it's been several days since then, so he's clearly out of the time a little bit. What was Silas going to say?
It sounds then like you've been out for at least a few days. Was there anything unusual leading up to your imprisonment? Did you notice anything at all?
Aye, Inquisition doesn't usually meddle in elven affairs. Inquisitor said something about the wrong magic's being used. Apparently, she's quite serious about that. Not that you'd know from her handiwork. Most powerful mage I've seen.
If she's capable of freezing you for this extended period, so casually, I believe it. We had a run into her ourselves, although she did not conflict. It seems the Crown's Inquisitors, though, are rather dangerous.
None more than that Drogari. Or at least if there are, I haven't met him yet.
And he spits again at the mention of the Drogari and says,
Never understood why the humans,
he sort of casts a curious glance towards Silas,
allowed one from beneath the surface, from the bloody Tenebrol, to enter into their ranks. Suppose you can't argue with power.
and his eyes go a little wide at that. but he's clearly not happy with the situation. Also,
Do I,
seemingly apropos of nothing, you'll hear Genra say, "Agree." But it doesn't sound like she's talking about whatever the dwarf said.
Does Silas know anything about what the dwarf is referring to?
Yeah, Drogari is the term for drow in the setting, and so he's talking about the drow inquisitor that you had a run-in with.
The one that we shot in the lip
and-
during the...
Yeah, Blink shot her in the lip, and then she teleported out. But the... she's serving as an inquisitor to the crown, and so he's basically saying that, like, the humans allowed Drogari to be in the service of the, like, at a high-ranking position in the Inquisition, and that how that's not sensible to him. But I mean, it's part of what he's saying is kind of like just you get the read that he's maybe just very put off and you know not quite sensible, not necessarily able to connect all the dots or whatever because he's grappling with being unfrozen, you know.
So, in response to that, Silas would like to take a moment to think, has he learned anything at all from his time with the Order of Sazarin about why a government might take on a person of, like, another kingdom or culture for that purpose?
Well,
I mean, they're taking on entire elves.
yeah, like
elven ghetto.
the Drogari in particular tend to be pretty skilled practitioners of magic, and like you would have studied in your time with the Order, Silas, the texts that indicate from, you know, past scholars that if the Order of Savras was ever able to penetrate the Tenebral more completely, instead of just sort of occasional excavations or expeditions, if they were able to actually operate there the way they do on the surface, they would have many run-ins with the Drogari based on their misuse of powerful magic and their propensity towards evil besides. So that's stuff that you would know about them specifically. As for, you know, speculation as to why the kingdom of Inalance would be extending time towards the Inquisition and options towards the Inquisition for that, that's more, you know, domestic speculation. That's less like, you know, the Order of Sazarin probably doesn't have any particular postulations on that, but you could surmise that based on your knowledge of the Drogari from past, you know, study, maybe they're just in search of people who could be incredibly powerful and effectively walking super weapons or something in case shit goes real bad in the city.
The Drogari's recruitment is a means to selfish ends, no doubt.
Aye, no doubt.
Wait,
I would like to offer you more information, but I'm afraid I don't have it to offer. We're simply here trying to understand the nature of the last day's events and why so many are missing.
If they had any sense, they would have run sooner.
he then sort of sniffs at the air.
Bit unnaturally still. At least the water's starting to move again. I tell you what, the city has certainly seen some interesting developments in the last few days. Well, must be a week ago now. I oversaw some of the movements of cargo around here.
And he flicks his hand, summoning a slight, sprightly apparition of a phantom hand as a demonstration.
Pretty nifty at moving large objects, bigger than myself. And I'll tell you what, these elves put me to work. Good for a day's pay, better for some information about them. Which of course I rightly reported to the Ronsers. Never did trust these ones, and seemingly for good reason. Though I would sooner take them over the Drogari. Come to tell it, way I'm seeing things, they meddled in something weren't supposed to have. Why the Drogari, why the Inquisition got involved? No idea. So far as I understand, elves are supposed to basically operate as independent cities within Innerlands. Yet, despite all the protections given to them by the crown, they were not spared the flame. I heard elvish screams all the way up to the dock, and they followed the advance of the Inquisitor perfectly. No idea what's happened since. Been encased in ice. But I can tell you one thing. Would hate to be those elves.
I love the mental image of Narath having like sophisticated speech, but there's still like bits of Hydra dripping from his face.
Yeah. And it really stands out too because his skin is like silver, right? So it's like like seeing blood on fine china, and he just licks it off. Poor Avina.
Yeah. Well, would anybody like to say anything in response to what Narath mentioned? Oh, Silas is talking.
Well, I meant to say that in common, but
You can just copy it.
Instead,
and
we could
repost
just
it.
hear Silas gurgling, and he's like, "Oh wait, actually,
There you go. I reposted it in common.
thanks.
Yeah, no worries. I like his pointed questions. So before Silas says that, would anybody like to respond to Narath just inviting this dwarf with the rest of you? Is there anybody who would, counter that? Say like, whoa, hold on, do we need a so-and-so to join? Like anything like that? Or is everybody kind of like, yeah, this guy seems pretty chill. Just bring him on.
Why would we turn down another magic user?
Blink will speak up and say, Narath, well, the help is more than helpful. I don't think I need to be keeping any more secrets from any more people. And then
Like
he'll
the
go back.
secret that we're probably the reason why his clan was wiped out. Assassin.
Oh shit.
hey, you don't have to tell him that."
Trontar's looking like towards Narath with a furrowed brow, and then back to Ro, like, what?
What do you mean?
We may have disrupted the plans of the elves, and, well, what you've seen is the result.
Or specifically, your brothers in arms sheltered us while the Inquisition was on the hunt. Unfortunately, I do not think that their means of their attempts to hide us were successful. We were discovered and had to flee, but not before combat came between you dwarves and the Inquisitors.
Ashtorium says,
If it
what do you
didn't-
mean, you dwarves?
Wait, what did Astorium say?
What do you mean, you dwarves?
Narath
Speaks
raises
as
an
if he was
eyebrow.
there.
Like, is he not a dwarf?
Well, Astorium has a dwarf in him, is the joke, I think.
Yeah, I know, but Narath is still confused. Like, why you would take offense?
Maybe not like out like that loud, but more like talking to himself. Like, what do you mean? Dwarves. Like he's just kind of confused.
I don't think the rat's reaction changes because it's still bizarre. It's like, what? He's a dwarf. They are a bunch
well,
of
he
dwarves.
was saying that Astorium didn't like interrupt the flow. He was just mostly like whispering to himself. Not whispering, but
Yeah.
speaking to himself.
If Narath doesn't pick it up, he has no perception. So
Yeah. All good.
old man ears.
So Drentar takes like a step back into the once intact, now shattered ice pile, and sort of like rests two, dwarf-sized greaves or gauntlets upon his head, and is like sort of wrestling through his matted hair as he attempts to figure out what's happening, sort of grapple with what's going on. He's got his back turned to the party for a moment. He's muttering, and he turns around and says,
Let me get this straight. Right. You lot messed with the elves, which were already on edge, doing God knows what. Then Inquisition gets involved. Well, what beef do they have with you? And why would they be chasing you to a dwarven tavern?
I believe they suspected that we were involved in the elves' work. In order to do our business, we had to infiltrate one of their manors and deal with the horrors therein. The creatures that they were harboring broke containment and began slaughtering all sides. To be frank, I understand why kill first, ask questions later approach. 4 factions butchering each other in the streets is hardly conducive toward the
"Oh no, he's a robot."
Yeah, he's a robot.
Oh, thank God it's not me.
It's Joe.
Amber, you're
How
not.
much did you hear?
You're not the robot here. Cut it out.
Yeah, Shambler.
How much did you hear? When did I get cut out?
Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing.
Oh wow! Amazing.
No, we heard. I heard most of it. I heard it started cutting out at the end, basically. So
Yeah.
it was 4 factions. There's like multiple factions fighting in the streets.
Fighting
Is
in
not
the
conducive.
streets.
That's when it really got
Yep.
messed up.
Yeah, so they probably assumed that we were with the elves or somehow related and wanted to be in questioning. Is the gist, is what he said.
Right.
So when the dwarf sheltered us, it didn't really matter that we weren't with the elves. The Inquisition was just willing to butcher everyone anyway, is what Narath's presenting it as.
Yeah.
Now Narath could say that there's actually like 5 or 6 factions going on, but that would just get too confusing.
And Druntar is very confused as it stands. So he says
Yeah.
in response,
How did you get to where the Ronsers are?
Now that is a very complicated story. I do believe we all took, well, our party took several methods to get in. The assassins one, me and the others another. To be frank, I do not know how the assassins got in.
no, he said the Ronsas, the dwarves. How did you get to the tavern,
Oh.
basically? Because you haven't
Oh,
told
yeah.
him you went to a tavern, but you told him that. Well, you did. You said you went to a dwarven tavern. He's like asking
So
how
how
you
did we
got.
get there?
How did you?
How did he get
How
there
did you
from
get?
the island?
Yeah, like where's
And
the
then Narnabah
connection
back.
between the Inquisition chasing you and the Inquisition attacking the Ronson?
This is an IRL history check. Did we fight our way there, or did we sneak our way there?
No. So what happened was after the manor blew
We
up, or
walked
whatever,
our
we
way
crossed-
there with our drunken friend.
Yeah. So because Blink
Oh.
could pretend to be the elf noble or whatever that allowed us to get past the Inquisition, and then we just walked to the tavern.
Which is why this whole story is going to blow my entire cover, which is going to make it even worse.
it's
We
a
have
little-
several mages of great power in our party, capable of great feats of illusion. We simply walked out, posing as elvish allies, which probably aided in our misidentification by the Inquisitors. Then invited by one of your kin into the tavern, and we conscripted their services at a great cost of gold to hide us. It is only a matter of misfortune that it was simply not enough.
You say the Inquisition sent people to this home of my kin? How many? What kinds? What was going on?
They hid us beneath the tavern in a compartment. Then, well, the Inquisition arrived. Things went amicably until they didn't. And next thing we know, we're on the run from a
It
turn
was
scale in their service. And the rat says that very bitterly.
As far as we could tell, it was the Royal Guard. They arrived, and after some negotiation, fighting broke out. And as he says, a Draconin who appears to have been either under their service or somehow related to the elves, we're not quite sure, gave us chase. We defeated him, and after some fighting, escaped.
The dwarf runs his thick fingers through his hair again. Has his eyes shut about this sort of thought. Says, without even opening his eyes, he says,
Oh, the idiots. But I have to ascertain them, find any survivors, figure out what the damage is. We're crafty, you know.
he opens his eyes again.
We're very crafty. I tell you, we'll have survived, at least some of us.
I'll know
We
the song.
encountered during our escape some dwarves in hidden passages. I do not think all of you would have been exterminated. And if it is any consolation, we later did make the Inquisitors pay dearly for pursuing us. Human blood was spilled, likely equal to that of the tavern at the very least. Norath says that subtly threateningly.
Classic intimidation.
Yeah, intimidate the
I
frozen.
mean, do you want me to
dwarf.
make the chat?
No, it was subtle, so it's not. It's a passive intimidation, not an active.
Yeah.
Silas, do you still wish to ask your question, given the horrible news Druntar is now processing, or do you want to change your tact or say anything else?
Howard, I will continue to ask a question because I know all about the mission.
All right. Sounds like you're not immediately at your computer, but you may need to roll a persuasion check to see if this goes through in a way that is conducive to him talking. Do you want me to make that for you?
Yeah, I had to step away for a second if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's all right. Who wants to tell him?
Well,
Anything else?
it's not
DMs
the
at the
most
top?
Yeah, your whole
possible.
families might be dead. By the way, can you answer some of my questions about your fucking job?
So, it seems fitting maybe Silas
Well, you're breaking up.
moment.
What did you say?
It seems fitting that maybe my question at a moment of emotional turmoil. Dwarf.
Yeah. Of course. And Druntar's like almost pushed, like he's just taken aback by the question. And he's like, he's like still processing stuff. He's shaking his head and blinking a few times.
Why are you asking about the latest shipments? Yeah, they were abnormal, but the elves are abnormal, you see.
He's asking because, well, it relates to our disrupting of the elves. They had large boxes that contained things which you wouldn't want to know about.
He's asking because
Abomination.
they contained monstrosities that the Inquisition was looking through. Which means that the entire reason that the Inquisition ended up at your dwarven area of residence was because they, and perhaps you, were shipping in monstrosities with no knowledge of it.
Never should have accepted elven contracts.
And for like what feels like the 5th time, this guy spits on the ground again.
Well, he's having a real bad day, so it makes sense.
This guy must
Their
have
machinations
in-
were dark indeed.
Druntar looks
Their
around at the...
sins
Oh,
was-
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Druntar looks around at the rest of the party and says,
Well, you lot clearly have the capacity to handle big threats. I don't know how I'd rate you against the Inquisition, nor just individual Inquisitors at that matter. I need to go and regroup with whatever dwarves are still around. The coast clear enough for me to make my way? Or do I need to wait it out?
Well, I don't think we encountered any resistance reaching this point, and there doesn't seem to be any guards at the bridge back to the mainland, so I think it's reasonable that you could run all the way back to the rest of the city without likely encountering any hostility.
I will say this though, we only were able to come to this isle because of a benefactor who was capable of arranging the right paperwork. They're wanted men and cannot be risked being seen. I do not know if there is a general prohibition on your clan as well. If you do intend to escape from this isle, I would keep my head low.
Noted.
he does not seem pleased by any of this news.
It's not very pleasing news.
He lets out a sigh.
Let's end on this, Iceman. I'm of no favor to you joining this group we have going. I have, frankly, too much at stake and too much to hide. But nor should you question our ability to help against the Inquisition or help you and your clan in general. Because the last time I saw that Drogari Inquisitor, I put a bolt in her cheek.
He lets out a sort of beleaguered sigh at all of this, and he mutters something to himself under his breath in a language that... Actually, I don't think any of you understand, because none of you speak Dwarvish.
Astorium doesn't speak Dwarvish?
Oh, he does. Well, it's Astorium will know it as like a sort of so be it type equivalent. Druntar will then say,
But how's about this? I'll go to the bridge. If you encounter me before you leave, it's because I couldn't get across it. If you don't encounter me, good luck.
and he nods thankfully towards Silas and makes ready to depart the dockyard. Of course, if anybody wants to say anything else to him, they have the opportunity to.
Good luck to you as well, dwarf. I hope that you can find your people and aid them in whatever way they need.
As the dwarf leaves, Narath will say,
And do be careful.
Silas will also chime in and he'll say, it may not be wise to travel alone. Explore here, see if you can find any clues, but you are welcome to join us for a time, if it suits you.
He'll look back
Narath
towards
did
you.
make that offer already.
He'll look back towards you, Silas, then towards Narath, who had also made him the offer, and then towards Blink, who told him to get lost. And he's just like,
It's very confused.
right. And then he'll make his way. Spiritually, I will acknowledge that I'm pretty sure this is the time when Darks would make a comment about little people.
Mm-hmm.
At least we
The
offered.
little ones are very crass.
It's not our fault if he ends up in another block of ice in like 10 minutes.
I did like
Well, he
that
might
Blink
just be
called him
waiting
Iceman.
for us to come back.
Blink will start to walk down the stairs, and as he passes Genro, will say, "Now it's time to eat."
Agree.
Yes, let us rest. Narath says.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I think pretty much all of us got a little wrecked. Except for Silas. Because that fish or frogman couldn't hit him.
Silas is, yeah, I
would
think
say
he's the only one who
Gillian
didn't take
probably.
damage.
Dude, not only was I unscathed, I like aura farmed all the enemies.
Eh. Oh, I guess there's one
I
last
rolled
thing that
3-9.
Druntar would have said on his way towards the area, and since you guys mentioned the manor having monstrosities in it, he would have, warned to sort of keep, keep clear of that area. I don't
Since
actually
it's probably
remember
clear.
if Ashtorium explained what he found in the manor. Like, that the manor was basically ruined, like in ruin.
No, I think we
'Cause
came
I-
straight here. Because
You
I
walked
thought-
past it, maybe? Like, you walked past it yourself. I don't know about the rest of the party, though. I think you may have taken them in a more direct route or whatever.
Yeah, I would have gone directly to the docks.
Yeah, because he sprinted out and was like, "We need to go to the docks." So
Yeah.
we all went to the docks.
In the heat of the moment,
rest at
Ashtorium
the
has
docks.
forgotten to mention the manor
Yeah.
being blown the fuck.
We can just short rest here and then go to the manor.
Well, if you guys are going to go to the manor, I don't know what your plans are. That's probably something to strategize with Alexander also present.
I thought the
Right.
original plan was to go to the manor.
Oh, did you
That's
guys
the whole
have
point
plans
was that we were going to
to...
investigate
You're
the
right.
magic nuke.
Well, I didn't know, because some of you guys also mentioned the dockyard, which is why I prepared the dockyard, right, as a map. So, I didn't know what if that was the only plan or not. But what I will say is, if the plan is to go to the manor, then you guys can agree on a short or long rest, and probably a short rest, given that it's still daylight out. And you probably don't want to be in the same spot for too long, and then
Mhm.
to journey towards the manor. But what do you guys
Short
think?
rest. Short Rest Manor makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to at least short rest so that people can
Yeah.
heal
Short
and
rest-
gain a
Yeah,
little bit of the resources.
I guess the main question is, I guess my main question would be, would Blink have the feeling that this is what he was meant to be investigating at the manor, or should he still, knowing what he knows about the Sazarin missions, should he still clear the manor in a sense?
Well, you guys were tasked with investigating the elves' involvement, including the elves to the north. It would make sense to take a cursory glance, at least, at the manor, but it probably wouldn't be like a turn over every stone kind of thing. It would more so be like, investigate long enough to confirm that there are no elves, like survivors, that you can.
Yeah, so
Try to
it's
hit.
worth resting in case there's something lurking in the what I think is the manor, and I don't know that it's just a crater, basically.
Oh yeah, sure. So like resting before going there. Yeah, that makes sense. And during that time, it can be up to Lucy if Ashtorium would explain that like the manor, the upper floor of the manor had been completely collapsed, and he's unsure how intact the place is or whatever.
Blink will speak up and say, I think we should sit down for a while. A little bit of food and recuperation. Check out the manor. And get out of here one last time.
I would like to investigate the Gijag while we are here. It is not like their kind to be so twisted.
Well, you can feel free to do that for the time that you have while we stay here.
Arath nods. And then moves to go set up a nest somewhere.
Yeah.
Blink is gonna walk down here, and he's gonna look to his pack for food, and he's gonna find that he has like a salad, and the rest is meats that he doesn't really feel like eating right now. That he usually brings for like other Sazarin agents on missions, and he's rather dejected because he doesn't really eat meat. So he will pull out all the food, including the meat portions, and he'll say, "Oh, and I've got some meaty foods for anyone who needs them."
Upon hearing that someone has meat, Ro immediately comes right over.
Yeah.
You say you have meat.
I do. Perhaps we can have a makeshift feast if others are interested. If not, I suppose it's all yours.
I'm sure Genra and Dorix would be very interested.
They also are looking towards the meat rations with interest. And Darks would be saying something along the lines of, "Little Blink, you pick the best foods."
Blink will say, "Thank you, Darks. Now, I guess we dig in." And he'll hand portions to Genra, Ro, and Darix.
Ro will immediately begin chewing on the meat and trying to swallow as much of it as he can.
Hell yeah.
Darks will be mimicking Ro as best as possible, which is, he gives a good go at it. Two biggest guys in the party.
That's right.
So, do I get a And so I know when we level up, we can choose to take 5 or the roll. Do we? I forget if we do that same thing for short rests or no.
I think you just roll, I'm pretty sure. But maybe 3Crow knows
Okay.
about some rule where you take an average instead. I was pretty sure you just make the roll. And you can spend a number equal to your level.
I heard my name. What happened?
My brother was not sure if you use the same rule that lets you take like half +1 of your hit dice when leveling up. If there's something equivalent to that when doing short rest hit dice recovery. And I'm pretty sure you just take the roll each time.
Yeah, it's just your. It's the roll plus your Constitution modifier when you recover from hit dice.
Okay. So there's no average option.
No.
No, that's for level ups.
Good.
And actually, it's on the level up. It's just you take half, I think.
Oh, it's not 5 or whatever for a
Yeah,
D8.
we've been doing half plus
Yeah,
1.
so like if your hit die is 8, then you would get 5. Oh yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, it's a half +1 is what I thought it was. Is the if you don't roll high enough. Fantasy neutral.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, so I got plus 13. Can I make a roll for my salad to give me the +1? Med check, med check, med check.
Let's see if it's a high, it would be probably a high DC, but yeah, go for the medicine.
Come on, that's 12 by the way.
12 by the way. I mean, it is 12 by the way. And pretty much everybody else is pretty close to max health. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. everything's
This is where you
wonderful.
save this clip for the future. I mean, 1 health, is that really going to make a difference? And then, cut to 2 weeks from now.
Dude, that's
when you
my
have
that's
1
my
health.
favorite that's my favorite what's it called? My favorite bargaining chip, like my favorite salesman thing to say, and then when I inevitably lose by that 1 health, I go, fuck, dude.
Yeah. Or in this case, when there's like a really tense
Yeah.
battle and you live with 1 health, and I'm like, damn, you almost died. I just begrudgingly nod and say, that's why you eat your vegetables, kid.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I ate my vegetables.
Okay, before the short rest begins, I'd like to use my channel divinity to recover a 2nd level spell slot, and then after the short rest is over, I'd like to use it again to get 2 1st level spell slots.
Okay, I've refilled them in your character sheet. Then.
I have a question. Are we we're planning this to be the end of the session?
Yeah, I gotta pop off here.
Okay. I don't know. I was gonna say that I would spend my short rest trying to talk to Slinter and asking whoever stays in this grouping the biggest creature they've slain. But
Okay.
maybe we can either, we can pick that up next session, maybe.
Yeah, you can. If you want to leave yourself a reminder like you did at the end of the last session, you can just write out what your intent is into the chat so that it's still there next time we pop in here. And then you won't forget. And if anybody else has the same sort of idea, like Narath already did
Do
that.
we want to cover what I find in the Elven book right now, or do we want to wait till next?
We'll do next so that we can resolve everybody's short rest actions, basically, at the start of the next session.
Alright, so I'll just repost this then.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have a question. Am I ending with an inspiration or no? Did I use it to find my
You used
dagger?
it to find your dagger, which was
Alright.
honestly
That's chill.
still a pretty epic moment. You know what I mean?
Dude, imagine if the biggest creature that Narath has slain is your mom.
What is the biggest
Oh,
creature?
I wouldn't know that because I've never seen my mom.
Oh. And on that note,
That's a good question, actually. What the hell would be the largest creature?
you'll have to think about that.
Well,
Until
also,
the
you're,
next
you're not
session.
near me, so
Oh
You'll have
shit!
to tell us the answer next.
Well,
session.
Darex can always ask me. That seems
true,
like
that's
in
true.
characters that
He might be
yeah.
like, Narath, come over here and eat meat and tell us what you're talking about.
I'm very, very curious to Ginra's
So you'd be
answer.
like, Narath,
I'm
you're a
sure
really
he's
old
gonna
one.
chew me
Your
out
Truelings
for,
have fought a lot
chewing
of
out the
beasts.
Hydra.
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of that. Yeah, you're going to have to get Alexander up to speed on that. All right, guys, GG's. Thanks again to Alexander, who wasn't here in person but was here in spirit. He managed to send us a lot of money, so appreciate that. And, yeah. Hell yeah, brothers. I will leave it there for now. GG, boys.
GG.